And we're alive. So let's hope the thing gets... Oh, there we go. Okay, do you see it on Discord? Everything fine?
I do. Yeah, everything
Okay.
looks perfectly fine, and I just checked stream audio. It sounds just perfect.
It sounds just okay.
Hey,
hi,
Clips, how's it going?
Clips! Wanna join
Glad
us
to
in
see
voice
you. How
chat?
you doing? Yeah, you're always welcome to join, of course.
Alright, so, the last thing we did was kill the pursuer.
Right.
Where
Now,
do we
did you
go
travel to the Bastille?
Yes.
From the,
Yep.
Okay. Flip says I might later busy at the moment. Alright, man, no problem. Open invitation. Man, I'm excited for next week, ain't you?
Oi, Elden Ring. So yeah, we
In
were
my
at the
first
Lost Bastille.
week of work.
Yeah, nice. Nervous. I mean, nervois. Nervois.
Nervois. Flip says I don't know if my computer can run it. Still no specs. Oh, really? They still haven't announced any?
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seth, if we're following the standard path of progression, next would be, if you didn't want to fight Armor or Dennis, of course.
No, fuck Dennis.
The Hades Tower of Flame. That we accessed from Majula, remember? Like, through the archway to the west.
So it's like...
The beautiful, like, sunset lighthouse with all of the old knights.
Jesus Christ, where is that? That's not... That's... no, there.
There. Yes, through this, waterway. Oh, Eclipse says, okay, specs are here. Hey, Schnaufy, how's it going? Glad
Hi,
to see you.
Schnaufy.
How are the specs looking, Eclipse? Eclipse says, I have a good enough GPU, not CPU. Oh.
Contraption does not move.
I'm sorry, man.
Which makes
streaming an ass. Yeah.
And you are not able to get your hands on PlayStation 5, right?
PS5 still don't exist, Seth.
Yeah. It was just a rumor.
I have one, but I don't exist either.
True, you're just a voice in my head, so that's fine.
That's right.
Why does the voice in my head have a PlayStation 5 and not... Nah. That's kinda sad.
Because I'm an incorporeal manifestation of your desires realized. You want a PS5, therefore I have a PS5. You want this voice narrating your entire life, so therefore you have it.
Yeah.
Cliff says, I just had a trip to America and I'm moving in a few months. Yeah, finances then.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah,
well, man, I know it's nowhere near the same experience, but I did want to tell you I'm really, really excited to have you on board for, like, my commentary panel for the Elden Ring stream.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, as long as you're still open to it, of course, because I'm really looking forward to trying to break the game down with you.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes you feel better, I'm not gonna be playing almost wanted to say Elden Ring either on release, so gonna be sitting in voice chat as well.
Pot won't either. Apparently.
Oh, okay. Alright, so there's a few of us who are gonna be a little bit late to the party, but...
It says, yeah, I'll be on board. I should be able to run the game, but streaming it'll be a nope. Okay.
Ah, okay.
We could walk up the stairs in that last room, I think.
Oh,
there might be, like, a single treasure over there.
Just one. One treasure in particular.
Gonna be a fun time. We're divide the commentary panels.
Oh, No, I'm gonna be everywhere because I'm omnipresent.
Right, of course. No, I was thinking, like... for mine, and maybe, like, as a permanent fixture on Potatoes streams, if you'd be open to it, maybe Exit? I feel like those two have a very, very good kind of, analytical, synergy.
Yeah, true. Okay, I don't want to kill those, I remember, because they're all gonna attack me anyways. Can you stop being angry at your legs? They're gonna keep being there. Nothing you can do about it. He like wiggles while being on his back and tries to catch his legs and then gets angry.
He's been trying for years. Yeah. Even though he's only tried for 1 year, he's been trying to reach his feet for several.
Yeah, exactly. He's been trying to reach it for 7 years. It feels like the magic build is turning this game into a bit easier mode.
No, Just wait until you reach certain bosses. The way magic works in Souls games generally, Seth, is... And Eclipse, back me up on this. Because you would know more concretely than I. Generally, magic of any sort makes the game a bit easier due to the omnipresence of a ranged attack capability.
Okay.
However, certain encounters that involve swarms of enemies, masses of ranged capable enemies, or magic resistant enemies or bosses, including those that are just very, very fast, actually are considerably harder for magic-oriented players to learn than they would be for, say, a dex or a quality build, even for a strength build in some cases. Eclipse says, in past life he was a snake, so he's getting closer to the feet.
Yes. And now he's like wiggle,
And certain
wiggle, wiggle.
encounters negate magic, but when it shines, especially in one, magic's just dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay.
Oh,
I
so
have
we'll-
a dagger.
We'll have to take some time, like maybe tomorrow, to start circling our wagons for the Elden Ring playthroughs and determining here's who's going to be on panel 1, here's who's going to be on panel 2.
Yeah.
Eclipse says magic is 3-shot mid-game bosses dumb. Yep, and at launch, miracles were in DS2. Like, lightning damage was just obscene. As famously exhibited in the Dark Side Phil Dick Lightning playthrough. What he named his character, and he managed to just breeze through the whole game with Lightning Spear and nothing else. Until about 2/3 of the way through the game, they patched lightning damage to make it a little bit more properly balanced. And as is his custom, our friend DSP lost his shit.
Yeah, that sounds like a dick move. Like, don't take the lightning away from Dick Lightning.
He had a theme song and everything.
Yeah.
Eclipse's Dick Lightning got castrated. So he did. The poor man had no idea how the magic system worked. He even applied, like, a lightning infusion to the chime he was wielding. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, aside from the pitiful little melee attack, makes no difference at all. But says I think it does make a difference, actually. Really? Well, there's no way he would have known that. Oh, Dark Infused Staves do? Do they really? Wow! I did not know that. Cool.
Ha! Bitch.
Well, you're having a much easier time with the old knights. With the ranged capability. With our massive quiver of soul arrows. Did we get the second lever?
The one that's here, no.
There you go.
Pull. Pur. Let's go.
Clip says, pull the lever, Crunch. Oh, that was a great film. And TV show. Like the TV show spinoff. The Emperor's New School was also, by Disney standards, pretty damn good. Curious to see how Dragon Rider's going, yeah. Eclipse says, Kronk's New Groove was weird, but the TV show was pretty great, yeah. Or pretty neat, yeah. Yeah, sure was.
Oh, okay. That's, maybe.
Hey, Caesar, how's it going?
Hi,
They say, hey, Seth, how's it going?
Caesar. I'm alright. Slightly annoyed from the day-to-day, but otherwise pretty good. Also, maybe I should not have done this without having any S
What about
type.
Heavy Soul Arrow? Up on the D-pad. Oh no, you're out of it. Okay.
Yep.
That's all right. It's Dragon Rider. You can handle this. We're just playing through the community's favorite Souls-like, which I am... Man, I'm so happy to say that, like, we curate a community where a plurality of people seem to prefer DS2.
Yeah, it's weird. Ah!
It's weird, but in the best way. Like Sriracha Mayo.
Yes, like that, exactly.
Like, it shouldn't work, you know, something soft and creamy and a little sour and something really spicy, but it does! Oh no, Eclipse says, I don't prefer it, but I like it fine.
That's already good enough. You don't hate it with everything you've got.
Yeah.
I was thinking of actually maybe playing through Dark Souls 3 again, but with the magic build.
Interesting. I think that would be fun for all of us.
Oopsie!
Yeah,
So
you're gonna do this.
Yeah, have you noticed these ads being very annoying? I'm not sure if they're doing anything except popping up every couple of minutes over there in the corner.
They're not doing anything else.
Okay.
A text prompt appears in chat concurrently, but...
Okay. But it
Eclipse says-
appears... Yeah?
I just think the DS2 stat system's a bit weird. Yeah, it is. But I can only speak for myself. Adaptability never frustrated me enough to say that I prefer the worlds of DS1 or 3 over that. Let me see. Eclipse says low adaptability feels too floaty, and Caesar says you're very annoying. I guess in response to your question about the ads.
Okay.
Sure, fine. We'll take that. So she teaches us miracles. Stolen miracles, but miracles all the same. We need faith for those.
I have no faith.
Now, well, something you may want to consider is the possibility of hexes. Do you want to use hexes later on?
What do hexes do?
Hexes are the dark magic that I used. Oh, Caesar says, I'm sorry, I meant they're annoying. The ads. Okay.
Okay.
And Eclipse says, okay, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, man.
Okay. Which one? These are all miracles, you said. Hexes are what? Also like damage dealing spells?
They are the dark magic that I used in my playthrough.
Okay, yeah, the hexes sound nice.
Now, here's the thing. Hexes requires levels in both intelligence and faith to wield. They are the most difficult school of magic to access, but once you do... Well, sorry, two caveats. They're kind of difficult to access in terms of stats, and many of them are a little cumbersome mechanically, but they absolutely wreck house as soon as you unleash them.
Okay, yeah, let's start wrecking houses then. So we're gonna be orienting our build towards hexes.
You can do, like, hexing with a minor in intelligence, which is what I tend to do. That way I can use a lot of sorceries and a lot of...
So basically I need faith here, right?
Yeah. Caesar says, sorry, Seth, love you and your streams. Aww.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna start piling these things on faith. Okay.
Let's not neglect intelligence. Let's maybe try to get that up.
Let's see, I don't think I have enough for another... No. But maybe I'll cancel level up, yes. Let's see if I have some... No, don't talk to me. If I have the souls, I can just use a little bit just to keep the leveling going. Okay, that should give me one more level. Level up. Let's see. So, what would you recommend as like a distribution?
Oh boy. Well, the unfortunate thing is, Seth, I've never played a magic-centric build before. So you took 1 point in intelligence for now.
Yeah.
That ought to do.
Alright, well,
we may
let's
want
keep
to
going.
start working on our health and stamina in a bit because they are both very low.
Okay, so travel.
9 for now, of
Actually,
course.
you know what? I always keep these the souls for the end and then end up not using them. So
Hard souls you can use. Don't do that with the boss souls. We can
correct.
get cool gear with them.
Okay. Actually, useful gear for the build.
Some of them.
Well, I just need the one for the one. I just need the ones that are going to be for my build. Hydus Ruin, Tower of Flame. Hi,
Hey, Cookie. Good
Cookie!
evening.
How are
Welcome
you
to the
doing?
stream. You're doing well.
Alrighty, let's...
Ah, now did we want to take on the other boss present in this area?
Yeah, why not?
Up at the old cathedral. Cookie says, so I have some torture for Seth.
Why?
Steph's been through Neo too. You can't torture her.
Yeah, I have a lot of... I've been through a lot of torture. Ish.
Fought on Ryoki like 50 fucking times. Yeah, so remember, the Hade Knights are awake now.
Yeah.
Or, I should say, they're alert. They were awake previously.
Okay, this is actually quite okay. Oh, he was regaining health, but slowly. Wait, you cannot go in? Oh no, he can go in.
He's trying to go in.
He's just very chunky. Okay. Old knight leggings. I got his pants. Yes, Cookie. Hashtag sorry not sorry. What the f... wait.
Oh, thank you so much for the tip.
How much was it? God damn it.
50 euros.
50! 50?
Yes.
That's 50
that is
spots.
what I saw. Well, you know what? It's worth it for the
yeah,
equivalent of
fuck it.
somewhere around, you know, 68 bucks.
You literally just had one student and you gave all of your money from that one student to me so you would see me suffer. I mean, I applaud the dedication.
That is, certainly a way to spend one's money. As somebody who makes, like, a janitor's pay teaching college classes, I'm just gonna come out and say, y'all make too much money. Like, if you're able to do this, y'all make too much money. And yes, Cookie, I agree. She can do it. Look, Beppo's even there cheering her on and passing out on the floor. Cookie says 1 hour of mentoring is torture for her, so... Monkey. But she can do it. Yes, I agree. Might need to work on our form a little, but we're getting there.
Oh. can't feel my legs. Beppo is confused.
He says, told you the pain and torture I can create sometimes. It's all with love, though. You hate me now.
Nah. I still love you, Cookie. God damn it. Oh, that hurt. The worst part is that, like, my feet keep sliding. So I have to, like, do the squats and also try not to fall on my face. I'm a fucking magic build. I don't have enough stamina
Hold on,
for this.
though, Cookie says. So an hour of mentoring was worth more than 50 squats, I take. And at least we shared it.
Yeah. Oh god, Cookie. I mean, oh god, comma, Cookie. Fucking hell. Ah! Too bad we couldn't share the squats. Ha ha ha, Cookie. Ha ha ha. Mother. Yeah! Die, bitch. Okay. Fuck this, I need wine. Okay. That guy is walking very weirdly.
Well, yes, tons of their bones are broken.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, did somebody donate to them as well, so they did a lot of squats? Yeah, oh well. Time to die. My name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That's like, you know, instruction for a client meeting 101. You know, introduce yourself, introduce the problem, and set some expectations.
And then tell them they're going to die.
No, that's the expectation.
No, I understand that, but, like, that specifically needs to happen every time. That's
Yeah.
always got to be the expectation.
Yeah. What do you think how I handle my Porsche meetings? You know, they're under constant threat.
The best way to do it, really.
Yeah, of course.
Hold on, I'm curious, so I'm looking up in my other tab the full discography of Cornell, the luminary behind balls in your jaws.
Oh, is he your second favorite artist after Viper?
No, Viper is my second favorite artist after Viper.
Oh, you know that female rapper, the
Yes,
yeah,
the middle-aged Dutch woman.
Yeah, she has a new single. Something
No.
about being a bad bitch, I think, or something. I
Of
don't
course.
know. Divine blessing. Oh no.
Is the album called Mom, You're Embarrassing Me?
Probably at this point, daughter, you're embarrassing me.
No. That's exactly what I mean. Like, that is somebody's, like, mom, somebody's, you know, aunt, like...
No!
And age normally isn't a problem in that case.
You know what?
But she comes off that way, you know? Like, very much a middle-aged person doing what they think the kids are into.
Well, is this my first death? This is my first death.
This stream, yeah.
Don't look at me. She doesn't want to play with you. You can complain as much as you want. She slapped you for a reason. Do you have to say something to the audience? Yes? No? Okay. Beppo says hi.
Hi, Beppo.
Hmm. Okay, so if I remember correctly, our enemy is the dragon, so I can just rush through all of this and hope for the best.
Yes, Cookie, that's a very accurate artist depiction. Not exactly rush through and hope for the best. Ideally, we would maybe go to the other bonfire or something like that. Work our way through here, picking enemies off one at a time.
Okay, yeah, go to the, like, the closer bonfire.
Because we have to kill the dragon to lower the bridge. Friendly reminder, the dragon was not here in the vanilla build of the game. Nor were all but one of the Hate Knights.
Bah! I had Beppo's hair in my mouth. Alright, so we're gonna rush to the first bonfire and hope for the best.
Or just teleport there.
Oh my god, that's a thing in this game, I forgot. Now he's
This
at
may
peace.
be a shorter route. I'm not sure.
The only thing he wanted was for me to open the door so that he could peek out and then start looking at me again.
Now, alternatively, we could head on to the next area where we'll meet our magic trainer.
Oh. Stick that hammer up your butt. Excuse me, all of them suddenly rushed in?
He says, right, I'm gonna go have some more students. Have an amazing evening, all of you. Brady, take care of Seth, and have a great day yourself.
Bye!
Don't know what I could do, but will do. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us. Like, we are in uncharted territory with naught but poke and stick. This is... But remember, if you rush the dragon and, like, try to fight it, from the ground, just stay down when it breathes fire. So yeah, there you go. That's a very brave knight.
I mean, he's already dead, so... or broken.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, this is not the solution. I do have to take them out one at a time because it seems... Whoopsie. It seems that they just don't stop following me. Oh, and I don't have anything more to equip. Well then. Oh, wait. Maybe I should not have aggroed the guy number 2. Hi, lady.
Hey, how's it going? Glad to see you. Yep, can't use bonfires while enemies are about.
No! That was stupidity. How much did I say? 5 squats for each stupidity. Oh, lady, I've been better. Just had a very annoying day because of the property management, but... you know. Typical things for a dog owner here. Okay, this one was not my fault.
Again, we can always head on from the second bonfire to the next area if you want to come back and do this later.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't have enough space here for passing through this.
That's totally fine. Onward!
Touch your bloodstain. Touch. Let's see, what else? Oopsie. What else do we have? We can go from Majula, right?
No, you can go from the second bonfire of this area.
Oh, right. Just continue.
Down into the
continue.
sewers.
Yeah, Tower of Flame. That was the one. Ba, 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 ba. Party till I drop. Okay. Do I ever get a new stick?
Yeah, several actually.
Yay, several sticks. Okay. I like several sticks. Oh god. You know, one of these days I'm actually gonna start streaming a relaxing game.
Oh?
No, that's a lie.
What I thought.
Human effigy. Old Night Halberd. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, maybe I should have used the human effigy when I was at the bonfire. Okay. Of course, he's shielding. Yo. Hello. Oh, did I tell you that I finished Tales of Iron?
Yeah, you posted that in the Discord. What are your thoughts?
The last fight, like the last boss, was a little bit anticlimactic, to be honest. It was way easier than some of the, you know, fights.
Of the main game or the DLC?
The Frog King. That's
yeah,
the main
okay.
game.
Yeah. And aside from that?
I would give it an 8 out of 10. Like, gameplay-wise, it did not annoy me nearly as much as I thought it would, you know, based on your comments. So I think that the difference was in our playstyles, because I was able to, I guess, do it a little bit more patiently. I don't have that, you know, anxious tick, you know, that you have to constantly be, you know, jumping around, pressing buttons and stuff.
So was the issue with
Yep.
those attacks, a lot of the dodge timings were there, they're just way late into the attack animation?
Yeah. My issue was mostly that I could not stop the attack. Like, when I would attack, I would have to commit to it. I could not,
Yes.
like, change my mind, stop myself, and roll away. But I've noticed that a lot of bosses have the same patterns, as in, whenever you start the game, the fight, they're gonna do the exact same set of moves every time. So after
Yes.
like 2 or 3 deaths, you know exactly what they're gonna do.
Shinobi says no slash cancels, I'm out.
Yeah, that one is definitely not for speedrunners.
And regarding Tales of Iron, it sounds like we actually did run into a lot of the same problems. I mean, if you recall, I didn't die more than once
Yeah.
to a lot of bosses, but
Yeah.
they just didn't frustrate you the way they did me.
Yeah, could be. Maybe it could be because I was not really... The fuck? Oh. Because I was not streaming it. So, you know, I could just, like, relax and play it at my own pace, in my own...
And,
save.
like, the inclusion of, like, cute medieval animal world would totally win you over.
Yeah,
like, it would
exactly,
have to
they're
be borderline unplayable for you to not love that game.
Exactly.
Shinobi says, I had that experience in Primal Light. Oh lord, that was almost unplayable. That game sounds familiar. Primal Light.
I don't know about Primal... Primal shit. Primal Light, but I remember enjoying a game called Primal that I got with my PlayStation 2 when I bought it. It was an awesome game. Like, adventure puzzle game in like a dark world. Is there a hidden door? No.
Gabby says I rage quit it. Oh.
Ah. You rage quitting? Nah. Oh, bonfire, how nice. I definitely need to burn, like take an effigy, because I have almost no health. I can't? What? Oh. My character did not stand up properly, so it was obviously illegal to restore my humanity while I was mid-squat.
Right, of course. And Shinobi says, yeah, I rage quit some games.
Aww. You don't seem to me like a rage quitter, though. It probably was pretty bad if you decided not to go through with it. No Man's Wharf. Oh god. Oh no,
You
wait,
remember
I
this
actually
one.
like...
It's the Varangians.
Yeah. And I need to, if I remember correctly, turn on the... like these things. Inventory. Do I have any torches? No.
Gabby says, sometimes it depends on my mood. Oh, I get that, totally.
Yeah. Excuse me, too many dogs. Oh no, that's not a dog, that's a corpse. Are you dead? Yes. Sorry, I was just angry at that bookshelf in particular. Jesus Christ, that scared me. No,
This
no!
isn't how badly a game is programmed. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Exactly. That's what we call the Immortal Unchained effect around these parts.
Yep.
I'm very proud of myself for not rage quitting that at some point or another.
That was amazing, but I think it was some sort of like masochistic pleasure for you as well.
I had to document it, because as we now know, nobody else would. Oh no, you destroyed the chest, or he destroyed the chest.
He destroyed the chest, motherfucker.
Javi says, yeah, I believe you mean like, hats off to you for finishing it. I wouldn't have done it. Man, I had to finish something really frustrating. Because, in our recent indie marathon, we came across several titles where I was just like, yeah, no, we can't do this. Frankly, that poor Custodian game looks like
it's gonna be one
it had
of those.
so much potential. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play it on stream. It's not for me.
Yeah.
The writing is painful, but I do think there's a small niche of players who would really enjoy it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not for everyone, but it's not necessarily a bad game.
Oh yeah, Schnaufi, don't worry about it. Hats off to what we're going for. Hey, Savage, how's it going? Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well.
I need to do this in Majula.
All right.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna do
think.
that in Majula later.
Just to be safe. But the whole Super Meat Boy meets Dark Souls formula, I think, is fundamentally flawed. Because, Super Meat Boy is a good game. It's a really good game. But if you recall, like, part of the conversation surrounding it and its design, a big part, at least that I remember, was it was nowhere near as frustrating to a lot of players as a game that, like, brutally exacting should have been.
Yeah.
Because the costs of failure were so low, right? Like, if you die, which you're going to do in Super Meat Boy a lot, you lose maybe 30, 45 seconds of progress at the most, not several minutes. And you don't lose resources, you don't lose all these other things.
Yeah.
So when you incorporate Souls-like mechanics and a much larger, more sprawling world into a game that shares the fundamental platforming design of something like a Super Meat Boy, you keep the level of challenge, the likelihood of failure consistent, but drastically increase the costs of failure without necessarily concomitantly increasing reward. And that leads to an experience that's going to be very niche, I think, if not inherently imbalanced. Savage says, the world is truly fading. Even iframes have abandoned you. And Shavi says, I've seen a streamer trying to speedrun Super Meat Boy. That looked brutal. Yeah, brutal, yeah, but definitely doable. One of the indie games we tried yesterday, which did not advertise itself as such, was basically a Super Meat Boy style platformer with Souls-like mechanics. And we hard noped out of that.
Hard nope indeed. But you did stick with it for a while.
Oh yeah.
So it
Shinobi
wasn't
says,
just
looks
like, you know, first challenge by...
I guess he's talking about Super Meat Boy. It looks like it has a very delayed control. It's been ages since I played Meat Boy, so some of y'all might have a more relevant experience here, but I don't think it was that bad.
It has a lot of momentum built in the movements.
Yeah, but not like explicit delay in the control scheme itself. I don't think.
I saw you, you bitch. There, drown. Excuse me.
Hey, Eclipse.
Hi,
Hello, how are
Eclipse.
Doing well. And you?
Yeah.
Doing well myself.
Nice.
We're here in everybody's favorite area.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like this area.
I don't think anybody does.
Nah.
The Varangians are really cool.
It would be a cool area, but it's just, okay, there's like a few too many enemies.
Yeah.
Far too many. And I want to say Scholar actually reduced the density of enemies in No Man's Wharf.
No, I think it increased the density, decreased the actual difficulty of the enemies.
Right, because a lot of these soldiers were Varangians in the vanilla
There wasn't
build.
as many of them.
Oh.
Right.
Well, I'm
But
glad
there were lots
that's
of like
not
strike
that
teams of like 2 or 3 Varangians dual wielding the sabers that could shred you in seconds.
Great. Lovely.
Yeah.
I say they missed the opportunity to give us a really cool like Viking pirate captain boss.
That'll be awesome.
What we get's fine. It's just not Viking pirate captain.
Yeah, Viking.
That's what I thought they would go for in here, to be honest.
Yeah, they've never done a pirate boss, have they? Elden Ring, maybe?
Maybe. Oh, where are
Sultan
you?
Sanctuary did
fucking
it.
dog?
Savage says the true enemy is weapon durability here. True.
Oh my god, I still remember that poison cavern thing, whatever.
Weapon development in Dark Souls 2 is not done well.
No, I do like that it refills your weapon's durability gauge every time you rest, and I like that they carry that idea forward into DS3. I think they do anyway. Not into Bloodborne, funnily enough, but I do like they bring that idea forward. Hopefully they will into Elden Ring.
Hopefully.
Or just like do away with weapon durability altogether, maybe?
Yeah, it never, like, the only time it ever has a significant impact is the weapons with special effects.
Yes. And I feel like the weapon art system in 3 kind of renders that obsolete. Like special abilities use your mana instead of weapon durability, or I think in DS3 it uses both, but just have them consume mana or energy, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Dark Souls 2 at some points, like, before they, like, patched it, was like, you swing a weapon once, and it's a third durability gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you? Okay.
That's Lucatiel.
I don't know you. and you don't
Everyone's favorite summonable ally, like better Solaire, essentially. Well, a lot of things are better than Solaire, but she in particular is a really great one.
From the land of Mirror.
What a strip. You are, well, you. I can see. I come, don't hesitate. You are, well, you. I can see. I come from Mirror, don't hesitate.
Okay then. Like we just met, but you offered your services, and I'm gonna eventually take them probably, maybe. I wanted to buy myself the Ezio trilogy for the Switch, the physical copy, but it's 60 euros.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for a sale.
You can buy like the original Sasuke game for like
$5.
€20 all in.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I just don't feel like it's worth giving money to Ubisoft to play
Yeah.
really what amounts to 1.5 Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, I mean, Ezio's trilogy is definitely by far the best one, and worth the money, but when you see what they made after it, it's like, where is that money going for? Because they're not gonna make another Ezio game for sure. So, eh.
I always thought the best ones were Black Flag and Rogue, but 2 is very, very good.
Yeah, I like Black Flag a lot, mostly because of the sailing, of course. Which is really weird. In other games, oopsie. In other games like Skyward Sword or Oceanhorn or basically any other game that has sailing, I hate it. But in that game, I
It's
loved
sailing
it.
really well.
Yeah.
Shinobi says my favorite is Unity. Like post patches, yeah, Unity was pretty good.
Did I say Skyward
and-
Sword? I wanted to say Wind Waker, yes.
Yeah, Equilibrium even says Wood Waker. Hey man,
Yeah,
how's it
yeah,
going?
sorry.
Glad to see you. I'm in the minority in that, or I guess among the entire gaming community, in that I don't really like these new action RPG light Assassin's Creed games at all, because, well, they feel very Ubisoft. They feel very grindy. Combat
Yeah.
feels incredibly weak because every enemy, even
gamers
those
are
that
just
pose no
tedious.
threat to you,
Oh,
are
no.
damage
Oh,
punches.
no,
yeah,
no.
thank you. Very tedious. And one of the franchise's kind of central fixtures, right? This notion that the core gameplay loop integrates mission chains that really flesh out antagonists, these assassination targets, and a lot of mission chains are based around explorations of these villains and their personalities and their power bases and all these things.
Yeah.
Did away with those almost entirely. There were some of them in Origins, practically none in Odyssey, or as I understand it, in the new one.
Yeah.
Like, there's more and more content with less and less substance, which is kind of the Ubisoft model.
Oh, I also hated sailing in Phantom Hourglass, but that was basically Wind Waker
no.
Part 2.
I thought it was improved in Phantom
Well,
Hourglass,
it was,
because, like,
it was.
the sea is smaller.
Yeah, it was definitely improved, and I liked, the entire thing of you moving by drawing on the map. That was cute. But it still became a little bit tedious, especially when you're trying to find the ghost ship inside that thing.
The fog bag.
Yeah, it was a little bit annoying. Knock knock. Nobody
Tap, tap.
expects this. Fuck.
Nobody expected. Oh crap!
Oh, and
And you didn't expect it either.
yeah,
No one expected anything.
yeah. I'm just gonna take my expectations and get the fuck out of here. Party delay drop. Ay. But yeah, I'm really sorry I won't be playing Elden Ring on release, but at least I'm gonna enjoy your guys' streams.
Nobody will enjoy me trying not to ride my horse off a cliff 50 times.
Oh, I thought you were gonna play Elden Ring, not Skyrim. Or
No,
Witcher.
you don't ride a horse off a cliff, you ride a horse up a cliff. Now.
Oh, yeah,
That's right.
And in Witcher 3, you don't even ride the horse rides you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's fanfiction of that somewhere.
Probably.
Oh no.
I mean, they
But
in the
you're
DLC,
probably right.
in the DLC, you literally have a quest where Roach starts speaking. I mean, granted, it's a
Yeah,
hallucination.
that's right.
But
There's. Well, no,
It's so
it's
awesome.
implied that it's not a hallucination.
Oh,
Because Roach
like,
acts as your mission control, and everything she tells you is completely accurate.
yeah, but see, she tells you with a very, very manly voice.
Yeah. Well, how do you know that's just not what she's supposed to sound like? How do you know that's not what horses sound like? Have you ever heard one speak?
I feel that's a trick
Rest my
question.
case.
That's some Phoenix Wright attorney logic.
Have you heard
Huh.
one speak?
Phoenix Wright.
No, and you're wrong. Have you heard one speak?
So-
Yes, you're crazy, and you're wrong.
Yes.
Phoenix Wright is the industry's leading expert in, like, animal interrogation and therapy.
These chests are kinda sus. Also, they're in an empty room without any enemies. Also, look at my eyebrows. Okay. Anyways.
The best strategy for dealing with chests in DS2 is to swing at each exactly once, open them, and then roll away, in case there's a trap.
Actually, it depends.
Like this.
Roll.
It was a fart
What was
chest.
that eclipse? Like,
White, green you roll, white you block.
that's true. That's true. You
Eliminate
want to
each
block
one.
the crossbow bolts. A ring of binding is a must-have, I think. Savage says, I don't think I ever did that mission. Does Roach sound like Gilbert Gottfried? No. No, she has a, like, beautiful, like, resonant bass voice.
Well,
I
ring
think,
of binding
right?
is useful if you're not already human.
I don't know why, whenever I think of Roach speaking, I see Eddie Murphy, and that's probably because of Shrek and Donkey, but still. My brain is going to weird places.
Okay. We're going there
Just
with
imagine
you.
Roach runs up to like
Eh.
a rake and kicks it, goes, "Get my swamp!"
Did they not see me? No, they did see me, they're just very slow.
Yeah, they are weirdly like inattentive about those two.
Blah, 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 blah. What
Like,
about
those two
you?
are weirdly inattentive.
Savage says, when Seth said manly voice, that's what popped in.
I mean, listen to who I'm hanging out with, that's my reference for manly voices, so...
Fair.
Yeah, we'll take it. It makes sense that the Varangians aren't terribly alert, though, because in life they were essentially press-ganged into guarding this cove. They don't want to be
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
They're probably like had as much ale as possible.
Mm-hmm. Poor guys.
I'm assuming they don't want to come up. Oh, god damn it, I have no spells left.
You know they're great
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
meme boss for Dark Souls.
What?
Like this area specifically.
Damn it.
A really buff drunk back Jack Sparrow.
Oh man, that'd be
Oh.
great.
And the difficulty is the way he moves is so weird that hitting with the backside.
Like a drunken master boss. Yeah, those are always great.
Yeah, pretty much.
Drunken master boss. Yeah.
For all of its flaws,
No.
Neo 2 did give us one of those.
Is there
Ah,
any bonfire anywhere close by? I think there was one in a house
There
at
is
some point, right?
No.
No?
Nope, there's
Okay,
not a
well
single
then.
bonfire in this area.
Okay, bye.
There were shortcuts. Several pretty handy shortcuts, but no bonfires.
Yeah.
Oh, you found the ninja.
Yeah.
If you can, run
I'm
to the wooden
bleeding.
bit and find a bridge you can kick down.
I had an arrow in my head.
Ah.
My adventuring days are over.
No, it wasn't in your knee, you're fine.
Yeah, if an arrow goes into your face, it's just the wind.
Oh, it's just a decoration. Tis but a scratch. Okay, where the fuck do I go? I think that way.
I always get really confused about what tunnel I'm taking.
Do I have to relight the... Oh, thank god I don't have to relight the torches.
No.
No, torches stay.
Okay.
But then remember, the next thing when you get to that point again, the next thing you're looking for is a bridge you can kick down. That
Yeah.
bridge there.
Savage says the
That bridge.
Varangians always filled me with dread. Two variants have some of the nastiest rushdown combos in the game. The dual wielders definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not expect this to happen. I thought he was gonna... I don't know, drown?
If you can see the texture, they don't drown. That's kind of how you tell if it's deep water or not. If you can see the texture, they don't drown.
That's actually a pretty handy hint.
Yeah, it's especially useful for the Hydra. And you
Oh.
see texture below you. No.
Oh.
Then.
Okay. Fuck you, you did. Okay, now I have to get...
Oh yeah. So I was enjoying Legends Arceus.
Oh,
And-
you're liking the game?
Yeah, I'm really liking the game.
Nice.
I heard it does change the basic gameplay loop up pretty substantially. Is that
Oh,
true?
it changed up a lot, yeah.
It's a
Nice.
different game.
And it's
right?
also the first Pokemon game where the main plot point is catching them all.
I've heard that. That's actually really nice.
Well,
And
fuck.
as far as you can tell, I don't know if you've gotten any opportunity to evaluate this, but are like the capture rates for legendaries kind of adjusted appropriately?
No, I've not seen. I'm not seen a legendary yet.
Okay.
I'm near
so
that
it's-
point, but I'm not at that point yet.
Because I just remember in the second Sword and Shield DLC, the capture rates for legendaries were still ridiculously low, despite capturing them being the whole point of the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I actually am looking forward to getting Legend Arceus, but not for the full price. Like, I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
wait until it's...
Fair.
Not on sale, because it's never gonna be on sale, but like when people start selling it on eBay or something.
Fair.
Would
Yeah,
you
it's the
say,
first-
for those people who are interested, Eclipse, it has enough content and enough distinction to merit like a full...
if Pokemon's already hooked you, buy it. If it's not, wait.
Okay. Savage says, yeah, the dual sword and then sword and shield guys. Oh, that's right, the sword and shield Varangians also have like a 3-hit combo that hits really, really hard, don't
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Just
it was
not-
just the dual scimitar guys.
They don't do it nearly as much. The dual scimitar guys are definitely more dangerous.
they? Mm-hmm.
But no, it was quite funny because I was with my
How? Why? Where are you all
With my
coming
friends.
from?
and they were very amused at how it was just like perfect rolling through attacks. Like, yeah, Dark Souls training. Oh.
Dark Souls 2, you can learn, and I think develop muscle memory for, this is just me, a little faster than 1 or 3. But maybe that's because they throw mobs at you in slightly denser concentrations, usually.
See,
Uh,
maybe. See, here's my
okay.
issue with Dark Souls. The learning muscle memory for Dark Souls 2.
Hmm.
When you learn the late game muscle memory and then go back to a new save, your muscle memory is gone.
Mm-hmm. That is
Because
true.
the timing changes based on adaptability.
You're right. So you have to learn roughly, if you level adaptability, kind of 3 different sets of timings. One for low adaptability, one for kind of, you know, maybe mid-game, and if you decide to, like, treat adaptability as a real point of focus, once you get it up, if you're insane, right, like, above 30, well, I say you have to learn timings. If you get adaptability up beyond 30, you really don't need to learn anything at all.
No, just roll.
Just press the
Keep
dodge
rolling.
button, and you will dodge an attack that hit you 2 seconds ago.
Just keep rolling,
Yeah.
rolling.
It's just that point, you know, there's a, I was thinking about this, the reason I hate Dark Souls PvP is it comes down to get something to half health, heal, get something to half health, heal, get something to half health, heal, get something to half health, get frustrated, they power you and kill you in one shot.
Well, for me, my frustration with PvP, where it arises, and I would argue DS2 does more to try to present avenues through which this can be ameliorated than 1 or 3 do, certainly more than 3 do, is there is always going to be, unless you were playing the game exactly at launch, right? A certain asymmetric element to the multiplayer aspect of the game, because say you're just playing through the game as is normal. You're experiencing it maybe with friends, maybe on your own, you're trying to learn the game. But maybe 8 hours in, 10 hours in, you decide after not really having much purchase with it for a while, maybe I want to play around with invasion. Maybe I want to play around with helping other players as a summon. I'm going to dip my toes in multiplayer right now, 8-10 hours in. Well, there's a possibility that you are going to be engaging with players who are in a similar situation to yourself, who are kind of just playing around with multiplayer in a casual sense. They're not deeply invested. But there's a far greater likelihood you are going to be engaging with players who are, for lack of a better term, experienced professional journeyman PvP builds. They have based their entire presence in the game around engagement with other players, and therefore they have a far greater chance to present a build that is deeply seasoned, deeply drawn from the metagame.
They've been waiting for you.
And
Yeah.
they've been waiting for you, and there is a far greater likelihood that their build is tuned specifically to contend with you, not necessarily to contend with PvE. And so it's not... Understand, I'm not saying it's slightly favored towards those PvP journeymen,
No,
and
it's
therefore,
massively
it's unfair. Yes, exactly. That's my problem.
Like, if you've got a PvP build, you destroy PvE builds in one shot,
Yep.
but they have to hit you 10 times. And
Correct.
when they hit, okay, they have to hit you 10 times, right? They hit you 5 times. You run away behind an enemy, heal up, come back. Run behind an enemy, heal up, come back. Run behind an enemy, heal up, come back. It is the most frustrating strategy, and it's the one that works, so everyone does it. Like, see the people who don't do that? I have a great time PvPing. I don't
Yes.
care what build they're using, I have a great time PvPing them. It's basically a case of, oh, we're both low, who gets the final hit? I have a great time PvPing. I don't care if I lose PvP, but I get frustrated when it's like just a giant 20-minute waste of my time that's inevitable because they're just going to power me at some point.
Essentially, and I think, really quickly, Savage says 110 agility fanboy here, and most say 97 to 100 is the sweet spot. Yeah. That's pretty accurate, I think.
Yeah, I've heard 97 to 100, which I think is about agility 18. And not agility 18, sorry, adaptability.
Adaptability. Yeah, I know that adaptabilities... Savage is right, because adaptabilities generally accepted quote-unquote soft cap is much lower than that for a lot of the other stats.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
Like, if you had to get adaptability to 40, like, it would just be way too punishing.
Yeah, your adaptability would start off... You would start off with Immortal Unchained dodges. You would start off with Tails of Iron dodges.
Yeah. But, well, you know what that would also cause? People who are starting the game and they're leveling the basics, they're leveling strength, dex. Doesn't matter how much they level, if someone comes in with adaptability 40, they've been ninja flipping through every attack. Like,
Roll.
You know what it would amount to? It would amount to, like, well, the base game would feel a little clunky by default. Maybe not as much as it would if adaptability was kind of less accessible for everyone. But then a high adaptability player feels like they're playing on a different server entirely.
Yeah. And Savage, it's not really twinks. Well, maybe there's two different versions. But twinks are more people who like go in at like level 1, go through the game like, you know, like they've done Dark Souls. They can go through at level 1 like I can. And they come in with like +10s into the Undead Burg.
Yes.
Or maybe not the Undead Burg, because that's like a PvP zone.
Like, Oh, maybe they like go into the early parish or something.
Mm-hmm.
Savage asked, did they manage to hit you with an oil urn, or did you roll in an oil puddle?
No, they managed
No,
to hit me.
I think
no,
you
that's
also
water.
smashed into one of the oil caskets.
Ah, yeah, could be.
This is one of the only areas in the entire game where oil is super important.
Yeah,
In fact,
so
I think it may be the
combo
only.
you with it, which I actually think is an interesting idea they should have taken into effect.
Like, it's frustrating because this zone, or it's frustrating for some players, I should say, because this zone is festooned with a ton of other somewhat hard to learn mechanics. And, for instance, the darkness presents a challenge that you don't see elsewhere in the game, or certainly players haven't been tutorialized in, and the enemy density is present, and you don't have other bonfires.
Yeah.
But the integration of oil here, I would say, is pretty cool. Like the way it's
not bad,
integrated.
and
into
I do like
Wharf.
the fact that I like this. So I actually don't mind the no bonfire shortcut zones if they're short.
Yeah. If it's roughly the length of Crystal Cave.
Like, I don't think this is actually too long. I think it's just got too many enemies.
Yeah, I think you're right. Too many enemies, and... Okay. I prefer multi-bonfire zones that are somewhat linear and lack a bevy of shortcuts to those where the inverse applies. Just personally. I don't think they're better, I don't think they're worse, like from an objective standpoint. Personal preference. But, I do think, think this zone has a brilliant series of design principles undergirding it, but as you say, the enemy density, it throws way too much at the player, and I would also argue it maybe appears slightly too early in the intended path for what they're trying to do. Now,
Yeah.
I don't mind the zone at all myself. I think, like, especially narratively, it's pretty cool. But
Can I somehow roll down there? No.
No.
I don't think so. But I can understand why No Man's Wharf serves as a major pain point for a lot of new players, especially in vanilla.
Varangian Helm.
Well, I did this in Covenant of Champions, and oh my god, it's so annoying.
Oh my god, I bet.
Yeah, like even like when I wasn't doing a challenge, all I wasn't like one health, but that was more of a personal choice. It was so annoying.
Wow.
Bye, Caesar.
Bye, Caesar.
Take care, man. Thanks for joining us.
Can you equip anything bigger than the dagger?
Perhaps.
Because I've noticed you are running out of spell cast, and the dagger is just not doing the one you do.
Let's see, what do I have?
Am I right in saying a lot of spellcaster builds, especially in Scholar, tend to do really well if they manage to get their hands on and can wield a Hate Knight sword, even if they don't upgrade it? Like, it's pretty accessible for spellcaster builds?
Faith builds,
Doesn't
yes.
seem like I can equip anything right now, except the broken straight sword.
Okay, I would maybe like pump a few points into strength and dex.
Yeah. Wait, let's see what yeah. I guess a few points in dex should be fine.
But to be fair though, it might just be this zone because it is so many enemies, and so many.
That is true. No Man's Wharf is not exactly the best sample size for us.
No.
Maybe see how we do once we hit Bastille.
Okay.
Like,
this,
I'll be honest, Brady, it's at one point I just said, nope, I'm just bolting through this area and getting the shortcut. I got so worried.
I've done the same before. Savage says, this area made me a bit sad in the Scholar Edition, but it's better all in all. Since originally it was a way to get large Titanite shards early, but now that you get the Dull Ember near the start, there isn't much of a reward going through this area except the Pyromancy Flame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dull Ember changement was such a weird choice.
I would say you're right. This zone is changed in a lot of ways that would disrupt certain players' build development early on, but you're also correct in pointing out it's not necessarily worse objectively. It is improved slightly, But damn, I wish you had an easier time farming the Varangian set then, because for early game light armor, it's pretty good.
You know
I
what,
like using
guys?
the
We're just
sword.
gonna run through.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. Like, there's just too many enemies in this area zone to, like, keep killing them all.
I don't have
Mhm.
enough spells to be
Yeah,
able to
that's the big
comfortably.
thing.
Yeah.
Hell, most people don't have enough sword to comfortably get through No Man's Wharf
Yeah,
early
no.
game.
Like, sometimes I go through 2 swords.
Yeah, me too. Or I just have to, like, pre-purchase a few pouches of repair powder.
Where do I
You know what
drop?
else?
Down there.
Yeah, Savage says they made the area better, plus they installed a shortcut to the boss in Scholar. Did they? Did they add one that wasn't present
shortcut was
before?
always there.
I feel like it was too, but I
Was
could
it
be
over
wrong.
there?
It's the, you know, with, like the wooden platforms, you find a bridge to kick down and it takes you back
There.
to the start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that was there.
I feel like that was there. Maybe I'm wrong. I've not played AC and DS2 for ages.
That's true.
Oh well. Sucks, but at least we have a shortcut.
Yeah, that shortcut will help you so much. There is
And that's
one
just
more
through the
thing you should
docks,
probably
right?
get here. Yeah.
That's at the docks. And the magic instructor is right beyond.
Okay.
Yeah. You should probably
Cool.
also maybe get Gavlan.
Oh yeah,
What?
you can meet Goblin. Goblin Wheel. Goblin Deal. The dwarf merchant.
You're right, yeah. Now I'm actually gonna be
Oh.
killing them.
Yeah.
I kind of like the
I do kind
implication.
of like the fact that and I never actually, maybe I remember this, maybe I forgot, but attunement in Dark Souls 2 actually increases spellcast.
Yes, the number of casts per
Oh.
equipped spell you have. Yeah,
Because
it
I'll
does.
be honest, without high attunement, faith is just not tenable anymore.
That
You
is
start
true.
with, like 3 lightning casts.
I mean,
And
it's
each
not
of them do 30 damage.
like Faith, at least in terms of the number of casts you get, like per miracle in earlier titles. It's not great in DS1, but it's mainly intended and integrated into the game as like a kind of support or buff-centric school of magic, so that makes sense. Its combat capabilities are expanded in DS2, but its number of casts is not adjusted accordingly.
Well, the number of casts, well, actually, the number of casts was nerfed hard. Because it used to be you got about 10, 15 lightning spears at the start. You get 3 at the start. Like, that was adjusted. That was a patch.
No!
That was part of the lightning. That was part of like the lightning nerf patch, right?
And Seth took a drink.
Hydrate.
Wait. When did I get 66k channel points in Seth's chat?
Um,
Oh, there you go. Eclipse redeemed hydrate.
When did I get
Cheers.
66k channel points?
66k? I don't know, but I'm calling bullshit. And I assume Potato did something.
I'm calling bullshit too, because there's no way I should have 66k. I think I had like 13k.
Yeah, Potato did something.
Of course, Potato
Ah,
did
of course he
something.
did. Oh, don't worry. I'm. Why do it to me though? I'm not the one that makes you do squats constantly.
Yeah, I think probably he refunded everyone, like I did by accident in his stream. Accident.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Ah.
You know, with mods like these, who needs
Who
non-mods?
needs enemies?
Yeah, that as well.
With mods like these, who needs trolls?
Really, right?
I think at some point I do want to go through Dark Souls with a magic build. I've never done it.
Neither have
It's
I.
super fun. So far.
I've done like faith builds, kind of, but I've always kind of focused back on melee.
Wait, is there an item? Yes.
Except the build I used, it was basically designed to help people with bosses, because it was a case of I had Quelag's Fury Sword and Pyromancy, and the boss died in 10 seconds.
Very
Hello,
nice.
sir.
I mean, that's how the Fury Sword usually works.
Mm-hmm.
Both of her boss weapons are incredible.
I didn't like the Chaos Blade.
It's not for me either, but people can do crazy stuff with it.
Yeah, but it felt like a downgrade to the Uchi. Like, what made it better than the Uchi?
Its passive effect is a big hard no for me.
Yeah, I looked at the numbers hard, and it was actually worse than Uchi.
Really now?
Mm-hmm. Maybe it was something they nerfed.
Oh, I can buy a
Because
staff.
Either that-
I do remember Chaos Blade used to be like the main PvP.
So, what do you suggest I get?
Ooh, let me see. Magic weapon will enchant your dagger, whatever you have equipped in the offhand. It's not bad. We probably want Great Heavy Soul Arrow and Great Soul Arrow.
Great Soul
Just-
Arrow and Great Heavy Soul Arrow.
Just more projectiles.
I remember. I was running through this build with my girlfriend, and she said Soul Spear. We tried Soul Spear for us. It was terrible.
Because it's damn near impossible to aim, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
It has 3 casts, or like roughly 3 casts, might be 4 now with your attunement, and it does about the same damage as a Soul Spear.
oh shoot. Savage says I made a pure mage once. I didn't set a level cap, so they had 99 intelligence. Died to everything in 1 or 2 hits, though.
Yeah,
Sounds like a fun
Barrage
build.
would be good against big bosses, to be fair, because you'll hit
Yeah.
them with a lot more.
They say Barrage is pretty good if you have a large opening in boss
But
fights.
the issue is, you're tanking yourself a lot of spellcast support.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a boss soul gives you what's essentially a better version of it in a bit.
Probably.
Okay.
Don't
There's
the rune centers give
definitely-
you that?
Hmm?
For whatever weird reason.
Soul Hail, I think.
I
Yeah.
remember the rune centers give you this weird spell. I'm like, what?
It's either that
what
or they
the-
give you the homing soul arrow.
It may be homing so much, but it was a weird spell. I'm like, what about the rune sentinel says spell?
I mean, maybe because they're meant to be like disembodied spirits, like powering these golems, and you're using their essence. But you're right; it has nothing to do with the boss.
Yeah.
Maybe
Usually magic boss
originally,
gives spells.
maybe originally they did intend for you to be able to refine their halberd from their soul, but elected to make it part of a random drop set from the sentinels in the castle later.
You can't get their shield, can you?
I don't know. I've never gotten it. Savage says, yeah, homing soul arrow is the boys. Okay.
Yeah, I knew
There
it was
is
some
nothing
weird
else
spell.
here.
Nope. Just
God
the
damn
boss.
it.
You know what I miss? What they need to bring back? Soul Ray.
Soul Ray.
From Demon Souls, like the laser that the Fool's Idol
Ah.
gives you.
Okay, let's see if I can
Okay, I think
actually
I've not-
increase,
That spell.
like, where
It's,
something better.
Basically a soul arrow that penetrates through enemies so you can hit several enemies in a row, and deals roughly 1.5 times the damage without much of an additional cost.
Fair.
Black
The
Hole
spell I-
Mage Robe. No.
I just love the spell that Gwyn, Solar I know Gwyn, right? It's Gwyn. Solar Cinder uses at the end of the big giant like Kamehameha.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous, but it looks so cool.
I'm interested to see what Elden Ring magic is like.
Mhm.
Will they bring back hexes? Probably not, but I want them.
Yeah.
Oh
My
my
favorite
God,
spell
look
though
at
was
my
probably
shoes.
Chaos Firestorm.
Oh, Chaos Firestorm is where it's at. Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. You're never going to use it, but my gosh, is that a fun spell?
You know what I want? And now Elden Ring's a totally new world, hopefully, so some things are gonna be different. I want, like, a school
Jesus,
of
fuck nuts.
eldritch informed... Yeah, it's my favorite enemies that totally didn't give me a heart attack the first time I
These
saw them.
enemies, I don't like these enemies. They just feel like they've got too much health, and then they just
Yeah.
blaze through you and attack and hit you in the face.
They got crazy range, too.
Yeah.
They got
like,
big arms.
these enemies make low adaptability low adaptability feel terrible.
Yeah, they do.
Because
Um,
you can be like 3 sword lengths away from them and they still smack you.
And they are afraid of fire until they're not.
Yeah, and there's no like indicator. It's just they're afraid of fire. Oh wait, no, they're not. Have fun.
Never
Like,
mind.
it makes sense, right? Like, on paper, it's supposed to be until they're backed into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't
sometimes it
always
just
work that
happens.
way. Yes.
Oh.
Savage says they're weak to butt stabs, at least. Yeah, they don't have much health. That is a saving grace. But, oh god, they look horrifying.
For this point in the game, if you butt stab them, it's a different case. But for this point in the game, they're actually kind of tanky.
There is no butt stab here. I mean,
There
I
is.
tried.
It's just a weird angle.
Weird
Yeah.
backstab hitboxes are kind of this series thing.
Oh crap! 10
DS1
more.
is way too generous.
DS1, it's super generous. DS3, for the most part, and DS2, I'll say, they're usually pretty good, but a handful of them are really weird.
You know what I don't like about DS2 and 3? I don't like the fact that you can miss the animation, because half the time when I was doing the Frida fight, half the time I like it for PvP. I don't like it for PvE because half the time I wasn't going for a backstab. My character went for a backstab and missed the animation. Frida jumped away.
And, yeah, I want to say that killed me several times as well. And then it's kind of hard to cancel out of it.
Well, you can cancel out of it. Your character just gets stuck in the animation, misses because the boss jumped away.
Like, I think if you land it, if you are in the appropriate position to begin the animation against an NPC, against, like, a CPU-controlled unit, you should just be able to land it no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that animation's locked in.
Yeah, because if they unlock, because like half the time, like I said, half the time I wasn't even going for a backstab, but it locked me in animation, didn't give me animation, and then I'm lost out.
Yeah. I had the same thing happen in DS3, even like against regular enemies all the time, where won't necessarily with the attack, but like the enemy will turn around and it'll just register as a regular slash, even though I went into the animation and the whole nine.
Yeah, you go into the
Yeah.
animation, so it like comes out as a weird thrust that just hits the enemy but doesn't backstab him. Well, with Frida, because I was thrusting and not slashing, she would just jump away and I'd miss it. But an actual slash would catch her. I missed a fair amount of damage on the first phase for that. I'll tell you, if that had happened in Black Flame and I'd missed one attack that just got me, I would have thrown the controller. Like I'm fine if it's like me messing up, but
Sure.
if the game makes me miss an attack and then punishes me with like some sort of shenanigans,
Yeah, that's mean.
Yeah, y'all know me. I would not be able to handle it.
You would be very angry.
you know what's kind of funny? I actually got Black Flame Frida down to 75%, down to 25% health without my Tears of the Nile proccing.
Nice.
It was only her. You know how the bit one where she grabs you?
Fucking ninja.
Yes.
And like, I'm
Can you
sorry,
please
but
fuck
Dark Souls
off?
is not. Dark Souls does not have a good track record with grab attacks.
None of these Souls-likes do, really.
No.
It'll remind you of Neo 2 and the brilliant decision to give literally every single enemy a grab attack.
Do not mention that. I still have nightmares from the fucking.
That's not an
grab attacks.
exaggeration. Everything has a grab.
Even the little fucking minion that does no damage. If he grabs you, you're done.
The fact that like some of them teleport you back 10 feet to hit you. Like it's they teleport you back the entire distance of a roll to hit you. And that's like, no, you missed. Like, I'm sorry, you missed.
Oh, Vigil: The Longest Night, which is a brilliant game that I heartily recommend, did have some, like, telegraph shenanigans like that with its, like, secret super boss.
Oh, yeah,
how about
so-
an archer that is able to fire homing arrows directly out of their back?
For people that enjoyed Bloodstained, or like any sort of Metroidvania like that, make sure to check out Vigil: The Longest Night. It's very similar.
There. Never tried a Metroidvania.
Oh, you should! You would be so good at it.
Yeah.
At them.
You really would.
Yeah. I've just got, you know, my Soul series to go and then other stuff.
Link in chat. Eclipse of you've never played Sekiro, right?
No, I need to get that as well, but again, I'm moving soon, so.
I gotcha.
And like, I would probably buy Elden Ring over Sekiro. Because as much as I like Sekiro, much as I want to try Sekiro, I'm not a giant fan of the whole, you have one way to play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause you
like
know me,
Potato
like,
hated it as well.
In my like, one Dark Souls 3 playthrough, I went through like 7 different styles.
Well, yeah, you had to be really adaptable in order to continue progressing under the stipulation you set for yourself.
And the level 1 playthrough, I need to do the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find every single adaptation I can. You know, like in my normal playthroughs, I wouldn't even bother going for the Darkwood Green Ring, but in this playthrough, ONS was just not possible because the remaster does not do that by justice. Oh, yeah, right. And yeah, you. Okay, I accept your friend request, Brady.
Thank you very much.
Knock knock. Who this? Oh,
Knock, knock.
look at them. Ha! No! Motherfucker.
Yeah. But to get back to what I said, we were talking about invasions. One thing I don't like, Brady, about Dark Souls 2 invasions, you can be invaded while hollow.
Oh.
That's right. That's right. Well, Dark Souls 2, I think, tried to play up the multiplayer aspect as many different ways as they could. A lot of those experiments succeeded, like with the co-op Defense Covenants and Rat King and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, the constant threat of invasion is not fantastic. Now, I think it's just fine for the NPCs.
Oh, NPCs,
Yeah.
I wish they carried that forward in Gears 3. Because I don't like missing NPCs because I'm not Embered. NPCs completely fine. You know? And that could give non-hollowed Embers a taste. Non-Ember people a taste.
So, one good thing about playing Dark Souls right now is that the servers are down, so you cannot get invaded by anyone. Haha. I mean, except on NPCs.
Okay, let me see.
Eh.
It's Mod Appreciation Day.
Is it? Oh,
It
I
is in
thought
this
today was
network.
Cat's Day. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna
Brady, what
appreciate
did
my
you
cat
do?
later.
Brady!
Gave you what you needed. Seriously, man, you've been a part of this community for over a year. You're, in fact, I think our only mod I've not given a gift to, so enjoy!
Oh, thank you. I still can't stream it, but I'll definitely play it, I'm sure.
Oh
If I
my
overclock
god.
my CPU, I'll play it. Thank you, Brady.
My pleasure.
Oh, Brady
We
the
ain't gonna let
Santa.
one of our own go without.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just the fact that I can't stream it because my CPU's not good enough.
No, that's totally fine. But I want you to be able to experience it on your own time as well. It wouldn't do to
Yeah.
have you just sitting in
Yeah.
someone else's stream.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Savage says I'm a big fan of bleed, so the gauntlets are always something I want. Do they increase bleed damage? The
I think they do, yeah.
the ninjas.
Hey, good boy. I fucking hate this area. I like hate it with a passion. Doesn't matter what build I play, doesn't matter how good I am at the game, I just hate this. Get up.
No Man's
Time to
Wharf
die.
is never pleasant.
Nah. You're not. And I think it's a sewer area, you know, like
It is.
because it's just like Dark Souls 2 has a decently big gank problem.
It is one of the most common criticisms tendered against the game, and while it doesn't bother me to the extent it does a lot of players, I will say it's valid. It's totally valid.
Yeah,
Oh, we got a
it
better
doesn't bother
knife.
me too much, but I think like a couple of areas takes it too far.
Couple
Yeah.
areas take it
And
too
Iron
far.
Keep.
Iron Keep, I still can't justify in my head like the changes they made, because they took what was already a very challenging, but I would say on the level, more or less fair area, and they made it absurd.
Iron Keep in DS2 is great. Change nothing. Like maybe add some more enemy variety, but not just like 20 alone knights running at you
Like-
at once.
Hey, you've got Broom Tower. Maybe add some weakened, kind of atrophied versions of the Ashen soldiers from that area. if you want to boost up the numbers, not more samurai. Savage says, yep, Shadow Gauntlets boost bleed build up by 50. Oh, wow.
Ooh, not bad. What was
Combine those with the Bandit's Knife, and you would have... Oh, no. I think it's possible he's talking about their weapon.
Oh.
Not like equipable, you know, forearm armor. But
no, I
could
think
be.
the Shadow Gauntlets are equivalent forearm armor.
Okay, in that case,
It's the
combine
Shadow
them.
set, yeah, it's the Shadow set.
Combine them with like a Bandit's Knife or something, and you've got a really, really potent build for PvP, especially.
Yeah. No, the thing I don't like about being Raging While Hollow is you could be 50 to 75, you could be 50 to 25% health down, and a Twink Invader comes like.
Yes. Yeah, that is a big problem.
Ninja? There it is.
Well, I mean, DS3 showed us you could have worse overall multiplayer design.
Yeah, oh god. We're still trying to get through Aldridge.
Yeah,
well, no,
there
we
go.
gave up. We gave up, we went to the DLC.
Man, you know it's bad when you're like, no, we'd rather do Freyda, just...
Oh, Freda's a fine fight if you're not doing magic stupid shit.
And if you have an ally, even like one-on-one with the standard build, she's probably one of the hardest battles in the game due to attrition.
Yeah, but we did break into three though.
Would you believe during my last playthrough, the one I streamed, I actually had the hardest time in the world with that fight? And I cannot for the life of me tell you why.
Like that wolf can mess you up.
It's the charge. I would be like working on the champion, and then out of nowhere, from 50 feet away, here comes the wolf, like shoulder checking us to death.
Well, see, I was lucky that I could like burn the champion.
Yeah, like before he summoned the wolf, or
Not before he summoned it, but like he summoned it and I could burn him and then focus on the wolf after like
right,
four dodges.
right. Savage says,
Yeah.
paired with the Crest of Blood Ring, that bleed boost goes up to 100.
That's nice.
Well, I know what your preferred playstyle is, and I can respect that.
I fucking
Yeah.
hate poison in this game.
Yeah. I think
Poison's
there should be a
nasty
better
in
way to break them.
DS2.
It's
There
very
should be
nasty.
a better way to break them.
Well, we do have a better way to break them.
Throwing knives.
Soul arrows.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah,
I forgot the arrows could actually.
You forgot my main.
Yeah, but there's like small arrows can't break them.
Oh.
So I wasn't sure if small arrows could. Has to be iron arrows.
The wooden
Well,
ones
mine
won't
are
do
made
it,
from the
really.
soul.
Why did that Varangian take like 30 damage for no reason?
Is it possible one of them hit his shield?
Yeah, could be.
He was in a drinking animation, no, his shield was down.
Yeah.
Is it possible one of them hit the flask?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
don't try that.
Actually, another thing that also stood out, like, again, I'm sorry to rag on it, lady, I love it to death, but enemies with their shields behind their head should not be walking still.
Yes, I know. That's what's pissing me off as well, because that is happening quite often when I'm doing my magic thing.
Like the shield people, when they're raising their head up, raising their shield back to bash you, are still blocking when it's behind their head.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mainly dealt with those by taking advantage of what were usually pretty generous times of kind of torpor on those enemies to knock their shield away. But to segue into something I think we can all tell to fuck off, because it bothered me
Poison?
during my DS2 playthrough. Well, that too. Whatever the shit that attack is they replace your kick with, if you have a curved sword equipped.
Oh god, yeah, no, like DS,
Like the
DS does that
backflip
as well,
attack.
It's so stupid.
Oh yeah.
Why?
It's just Demon Souls. does it
Why?
too. Yeah,
Yes, it
everything
does.
It's so useless. Like that's why I'll be honest. That's why I don't use curved sword. Like it is so stupid.
Like, I would get it entirely if that attack, like, did a little bit of damage, as it does like, next to nothing, and gave you iframes? Like, so you had a way, maybe,
Yeah.
with the picture-perfect timing of a dodge, to chip away at an enemy and dodge without consuming stamina. That'd be smart, but no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, maybe tighter timing than a dodge.
Mm-hmm. Savage says, LOL, it was in DS1 as well. Oh, I know. For some reason, they think that's just how people fight with
Yeah,
scimitars.
like I just said, it was in Demon Souls too.
Flame
Or
butterfly.
Crescent
Nice.
Falchion. The kick was the one thing it couldn't do.
Yeah, and like I would like the idea if like like it made curved swords more nimble, but it just made them like silly.
Yeah.
At least you got some really good weapon arts for them in DS3. Oh, Savage says, there's a breakable wall in the room with the poison pots. Oh, yeah, behind the bookshelf. Good catch.
Oh, I just decided to destroy the bookshelf.
I
but,
never remember where this breakable wall is. The pale thing.
Yeah. The one where the texture changes abruptly.
Yeah, like the
Here?
cement. The big
Oh.
lump of cement.
I did not know about this until my last playthrough. One thing I'll give No Man's Wharf, it has a lot of cool, but not, like, absolutely, crucial little secrets.
Yeah. Well, this secret's definitely going to be useful for me. I just never remember where this is, so thanks for pointing that out. Because this secret's going to be useful for me in my playthrough. In my
Oh, the Royal Soldier's Ring. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Life ring.
Because I'm going to have so many issues in this playthrough with like stats.
Well, that increases your equip load.
Mm-hmm.
So you can wear some heavier stuff.
But what I'm just glad about is in the DS2 and DS3 playthroughs, I can use a sword.
Right. You know what sword you're going for.
Broadsword, DS2. Not sure DS3.
DS2 broadsword's really good.
Yeah, I can't use anything else except the foot soldier sword.
And that's not happening.
It's not. It wouldn't be if the broadsword didn't exist. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Isn't it, like, really frail?
Is that a fat
yeah,
roll?
that might be a problem.
No.
No.
That's a medium roll.
Fat roll is when you hear the big thunk.
And where your character, instead of a straightforward roll, kind of does a shoulder
wiggle.
check into a kind of diagonal roll forward.
Okay.
Like they lead
Yeah.
with their, I want to say their left shoulder, then kind of fall onto the ground and tuck and roll back over. You will know a fat roll when you do one.
Yeah.
Alright.
DS1 made fat rolls a lot more obvious.
Oh yeah, in DS1 you like kind of get halfway through, then kind of just drop, bounce, and land on your feet.
Yeah, DS1 you just elbow drop and then get up again.
It looks more like an attack than anything else.
Like, imagine if that was, like, the fat roll could be used in an attack. Like, you just elbow drop an enemy.
Oh man, that'd be so cool.
Increases poise.
And yeah, Savage points out, good up until 70%. The Ring of Giants is, or I think that's what it was selling, Ring of Giants, is okay.
Yeah,
It is not a necessary purchase for this build at all.
Ma. Goblin wheel, goblin deal. Yes. Buy item.
I love the
The big thing
Germ
with
so
Gatling
much.
is you can sell stuff to.
Mm-hmm. He's the only character in the game you can sell items to.
Oh, okay, then let's sell the extra equipment that I'm not gonna use.
Savage says,
Anyways.
the ring has a weight of 5. That's true. It's pretty heavy because it's like carved out of a very dense stone. You know, another missed opportunity, as far as like environment and boss design.
Yeah.
No Germ boss in the Doors of Pharos. Like,
Yeah.
why?
Also, I kind of wish they'd given Gablin a different model.
Yeah, or even just had him present without the helmet.
I think I don't have
Yeah.
any dupes, right? No, that's it.
I
Alright.
don't see any dukes now.
Okay.
I love the Germ's designs, though. They have some of my favorite armor in the entire
Okay,
franchise.
how do I
Visually,
get
I
to the
mean.
boss now?
Board the ship.
Yeah.
We'll call the ship in first, then
Yeah,
board it.
but we need to like get up there, right? To
Yes.
call it.
Yeah, up there, and then there's a way of lever you need to go.
Okay.
Or,
So I have
if
to
you've
go
got a bow, you can
there.
ping it.
Now, I'm curious
Oh.
about the Germ armor, like, physically. Eclipse, does it look like it's a coat of scales over a coat of plate?
Can you check that, actually?
Because it's incredibly heavy, I know that. Or no, it looks like really thick scales that are effectively plates stitched into very heavy-looking chainmail.
Oh, you mean that Germ armor, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like the armor that like
Oh no, sorry. It's the Germ warrior armor.
What the fuck? Oh. No! Him! Target him! Nope! Motherfucking piece of shit.
Looks like someone just shoved a bunch of discs together.
It looks like 2 or 3 different layers of armor that in the real world would function totally fine independently, all stacked on top of one another.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find a better picture.
Savage says all I remember is it's hella heavy. Yeah, I want to say the Germ warrior set, including their weapon and shield, is pound for pound, no pun intended, one of the heaviest equipment sets in the entire franchise.
Yeah, it's basically like a set of chainmail with like really, 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 really thick lamellar on top of it that's not layered up.
Oh god, I've been here so many times that they stop spawning.
Like, each of those plates, brought out of inappropriate metal, would weigh several pounds. Probably, like, close to... What, maybe some of them, like, 10 pounds or so, given the size?
Probably. Like, that armor would be ridiculous.
You could not move it.
It probably weighs about 30 pounds.
And the craziest thing about it all, since it's constructed in such a way that it's essentially a coat, no joints. So you're just bearing all of that directly on your shoulders.
Nice.
Which you can do with 30 pound chainmail, you can't do with like 200 pound.
No. You need articulation.
Well, to be fair, I think the belt actually helps hold chainmail up.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that makes sense.
Yeah, the belt holds chainmail up. But not in that case. And well...
Oh no, he's gone.
Okay. This would have an issue with articulation, mostly because... actually I'm trying to think. Because I think they've got the... You know how the kind of like the bit where the kind of gap where there's no armor? Or
Yes.
like thinner plates? I think they've got that bit too low in the body. It should be up higher for the body.
Now...
You bend from the chest, almost. You don't bend straight from your waist down.
That's right. Would it make any difference then, given the Germ's builds, since they're a little shorter and stockier?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe actually. It just looks weird on a human.
It looks very weird on a human. I mean, that's true of so much Souls armor, though.
I will say though, like, that's the Germ, like, warrior set, or whatever. What is the Germ, like, what is the set with the Germ with, like, the horns? What is
Just
that?
the Germ set.
Yeah, what, it looks like
I have no idea. So, we've got a fake Viking helmet, right? We've got boots and gauntlets that look like they're more just cloth than anything, and then what looks like really tattered cloth chest armor with, if I recall, what look like medallions?
Yeah, or like, they look more like seashells with some of the textures.
Like, maybe it's meant to be really weird-looking scale mail?
That is not scale mail.
I know, I'm just thinking, like, what could it be? I'm thinking, right, like, they're dwarves, they, excavate and mine these massive caverns. Maybe they're, like, small medallions, wrought from ores that they dug up, or something. Like, they're decorative and not meant to be, like, practical. Yeah. That's one of the... See, we need more Germ lore in order to understand any of this, and they did not deliver.
Sure on this set. Like, went right through them.
Love the helmet.
Alright, we got a broadsword for some reason from that guy.
They used to be
these
human
things are
pyromancers.
weird weapons.
Oh.
Oh, well, it's not the weirdest set of creature drops in DS2.
Oh no, the spiders.
Fuck the spiders.
The spiders and their, like, 38 rapiers.
You know...
I just got a spam Discord email.
Really?
Oh no.
Reported as spam. Yeah, check out this neat FPS game with a bunch of links. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really our bag.
No. But Discord itself flagged it spam, so I'm like, yep, report bad.
That which says hidden wall at the base of that tower.
do kind of think magic users don't have enough small weapons to use.
That's
Yeah.
true. At least early game.
I need
Yeah.
more weapons.
Like,
Hidden wall at the base, okay.
I think the earliest weapon you get in this game is probably the Moonlight Greatsword. If you
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Oh. Oh.
In something it's not necessarily geared or built for magic users, but certainly usable by them that would be far better than what we have presently, we won't get for a little while, is Mytha's Bent Blade.
Right.
Ooh, Titanite sword,
By
nice.
the way, Seth, we did pick up a bandit's knife.
Yeah, but I
several.
cannot equip it.
Too heavy?
Dex.
Or
Yeah, dex.
Oh, dex required.
I mean,
Apparently
I could...
that knife is more complicated than this knife.
Yeah, like it just keeps falling out of my hand. I tried, man, I tried.
Yeah, you,
I just-
you try to twirl it in the
I just want to stab it, and then I realize I'm holding it by the blade instead of by the, you know... And it's like, ugh! Happens.
Oh gosh, I was watching a YouTube series about two people playing Dark Souls, and this giant strength build tried to oh no, it was like tanky sorcerer build. Sorry, tanky sorcerer build. Tried to use a weapon. It's like you cannot use this effectively. You do not have the dex. And then
Yeah.
the Go commentator says, "You're not Indiana Jones. You cannot wield this effectively."
That's kind of why I'm averse to magic builds, at least my first time through each of these games. Like, I want that freedom to experiment with different weapons or different armor sets
Yeah.
and things like that. Like, I know if I go for magic, it's probably gonna be pretty good, but I also know I want to play around with all the cool-looking toys they give me.
Yeah, because
Probably
one thing I
true.
like about magic is all of it is too samey. Like, here's like 5 different soul arrows.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely a concern. Nowhere more than in DS1, actually.
Yeah.
Demon Souls, we found out, despite not having very many spells and miracles, had a great deal of variety within the portfolios present of each. But you know what I want in Elden Ring? Like, I want a school of, like, eldritch-informed, astral or cosmic magic.
Huh.
Eldritch Blast!
Exactly.
Okay, level up. I need more dex.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Yes. Yes!
I can just have one. Ugh. It's getting expensive.
It's so weird. After our experiences in Eastern Exorcist, seeing a Souls-like where every boss fight isn't prefaced with a terribly tragic and morbid cutscene.
I mean, it's kind of implied, right? They just don't outright tell you that, you know...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, but we kind of tortured this boss's mother and raped her and then killed her, dismembering her before that. So, have fun.
So it's just one won't hurt. Famous last words.
Shh.
It's fine.
It's all
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Bearer of the curse. Okay. Gonna put one more index. Where's Dex?
Seek
There.
list.
Shh. It's gonna be fine. Okay. Can I... Motherfucker, just let me... Nope!
What's up? 11 dex. Ooh.
E. Can I equip anything else?
Nope.
Nah. I mean, yeah, fuck it. Okay, well,
Magic builds are fun, but restrictive. And remember, our magic trainer is here.
that is true. Where is he now? In one of those houses?
In the approach to the obelisk,
What
so
obelisk?
behind you. Like,
The
Oh!
thing the fresh falling guys up.
Yeah, yeah.
and he'll be on the left, like at this next landing, I think. No, like near the tree.
Near the...
The dead tree.
Oh, there.
To the
That's
right. No, wrong way. Behind you. There.
No.
No, he's not here.
Do I
he's
have to
actually
defeat the boss?
Yeah, that's right. In Eclipse,
The
like,
boss is Jin. You have to beat the boss, then you have to exhaust the dialogue.
Yeah, I did exhaust the dialogue for sure, but
Okay, so beat the
yeah.
boss.
Okay.
That's what tends to get people to move.
Ah well.
You got most of what you needed from him anyway.
Oh, I wanted to show you guys a photo from Beppo from today while I was working. Let me just send it in. Oh no, I actually did send it. The last photo that I sent in the Pix channel on our Discord that you can join at the link that Brady's gonna post.
on it.
You have a command yet? There you go. Okay, pretty close.
Yeah. Do you have your commands
yeah, I
working
saw
yet,
that.
Brady?
Mine are still in the works. I'm almost done with prepping my class, and then
Okay.
that's the next item on my agenda.
Nice.
Oh, good God, teaching high school in the fall is gonna be such an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a new adventure.
Like, no, I forgot. That's something community colleges do. They essentially, and it's a great program. I'm so glad they have it. They loan their faculty out to teach what they call dual enrollment courses for gifted students at high schools so they can gain college credit early. And apparently in the fall, that's what I've been tapped to do. I'll make my way back into a college classroom someday.
Yeah, but like,
Someday.
you are literally gonna be teaching the most talented
Yes.
kids of their generation, so
God help them.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Brady, you can't do any worse than those horror stories I've heard from my students.
Uh-oh,
You
Well,
can't,
what
you
did
know-
you do?
can't. I didn't do anything, but some of the teachers I've heard of.
Oh,
I am certain of that. I'm going to try my best, and, you know, no student will ever be able to say that another teacher has given them a curriculum informed partially by Viper.
No one ever will. But no, one of my students basically had like no teaching for like several months. It was just like 15-minute Zoom calls.
Yeah, that's abysmal.
Where they were given like a bunch of stuff, told get on with it, and like when I mean a bunch, I mean like several topics worth of stuff. We told get on with it.
And no support, no kind of supplemental
Professional
resources,
teachers.
nothing, just like do all this.
Nope.
I
And now the teachers are acting as if they've already learned it.
Yep.
god damn it!
Yep,
Like I really hate it.
Again, I never encountered him because I wasn't in the science division, right, at my second university. But apparently, there was this venerable old, so like tenured, you know, he had totally made it, science instructor, who I think handled a lot of the, what they would call lower division classes, so some of the earlier classes that people would take in their
Yeah.
program. And he was this, like, cantankerous old gatekeeping bastard, and if a student made, like, a C or below, so, like, 79% or below on their exam, he would, like, return the results with, like, a McDonald's application stapled to it, because apparently that was what their best bet would be.
Oh yeah, because
and
like
you
you know the peak of your career as a scientist is teaching grad school.
Well, no, not grad school. We're talking, like, 18-year-old kids.
Oh, even better.
And the fact of the matter is, certainly, in some educational fora, attitudes like that, maybe not so cruel or dismissive, are all too common in some
Yeah.
circles in higher ed.
The kids
But
should
my stance is, you're always going to have some people who don't engage or don't do the
Yeah.
work, right? Like, if you put 30 people in a room, and they're all adults and they have other responsibilities, for totally understandable reasons, for unacceptable reasons, both, some of them will not rise to the occasion. They will not do the work. And that's not good, but you know it's going to happen, and you accept it. And odds are, in my experience, 2 years doing this off and on, if you give me 30 people, maybe, at the very worst, 3 of them are going to fall into those categories.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if people are doing the work, and they're not getting the marks you expect or they expect, and you are their teacher, they are your student, as long as they're still committed and trying in good faith, it's not their fault, it's yours.
Yes, you're the teacher.
If they're putting in the work and like and they're still not getting it, then you have to look at yourself and go, am I teaching it correctly?
Like,
Yeah.
what can I do? Yeah.
You know,
It's not their responsibility.
when the students have gotten that McDonald's application, they should have just returned it and say that this is probably what you need more than me.
I was
Because
going to say, appreciate you trying to help me get a job that pays more than yours, sir.
yikes, but yeah, that as well.
True, some
Yeah,
places
no.
it's true.
Unfortunately,
just-
yes.
Sad. Like, apparently, one of my students was also like, yeah, my teacher just writes stuff up on the board, and then I have to copy it down, and then that's
Oh.
it. That's teaching.
No, it's not. What are you... In a science class, right?
Yeah. And you know
Oh
what's
my
funny?
god.
You know what's really funny? Maybe my student copied this down wrong, right? So I don't know. But they had a lithium ion. They had a lithium atom with 4 electrons.
Yeah.
Lithium atoms have 3.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Science.
Well, I remember helping, I told you, I think I mentioned on stream before, one of the incidents that inspired me to start
Motherfucker.
teaching professionally. Oh dear. Was back in undergrad, so my second year of college, I would have been 17. One of my mother's friends asked me to tutor her children in, like, you know, math, science, history, all that. I've mentioned this on stream before, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was the same time I was training people at the radio station. And, one assignment that the older child had was for their history class.
Mm-hmm.
And they were presented with a map of Europe, North Africa, and, like, what we would consider Western or Central Asia. And they were asked to label the major powers that were involved in World War I, and, like, either shade those that were part of the Central Powers and not those that were part of the Allies or something like that. Very basic, like, geography assignment, right? So, one of the powers they had listed, one of the belligerents in World War I, was Turkey.
Ah, of course.
Does anybody here know what one of the major political consequences of World War I was?
Not off top. You have to go for it.
The dissolution of the not Roman, listen to me.
Osman.
The dissolution of the Ottoman Empire.
Ottoman, yeah.
Following the exile and I want to say eventual execution of its last monarch, and the formation of the Turkish Republic in 1921.
Hey, they
There
technically
was-
participated.
No, but there was no Turkey! No Turkey involved in World War I because no Turkey exists!
Hey, I mean, like, let's not get into your essays about the city of Gatorade and stuff like that.
Oh,
You know,
the
the
fucking
famous
nuclear
city of Gatorade.
warlocks of the Congo!
Yeah.
Savage says, since it's already rung, it's safe to ask, can you snipe the bell with iron arrows to ring it?
Yes.
Wow, guys, why didn't you tell me that before? I mean,
I did,
yeah, no-
actually.
Oh. Well, guys, why didn't you tell me that I don't listen?
Would you have heard us?
No.
To
Most
be fair, I
likely not.
usually do, like, not tell people. Because you played the game before I told you.
Nah.
Because I didn't tell. Was
Yo.
it Exit I didn't tell? Or Pay Potato?
Yeah, I think it was exit.
And he was like, why didn't you tell me? It's like, it's funny.
No, exit
Wow.
hated this area, as he was right to do.
No, Exit, no.
Exit did really well in like the partial playthrough he ran though.
Yeah,
Didn't
no.
he try to
Very
kill the
great.
pursuer on the first fight on
Yes.
the rooftop?
And he actually did reasonably well, if I recall. Like he got it down to
Nice.
around, what was
Yeah.
it? Around half health?
Didn't Exit also try and run through the entirety of Hades' Tower of Flame to the dragon, and it just became this giant shenanigans fest?
Several times, yes.
Wait, was it Exit where the dragon just randomly died?
It was either exit or that could have been potato.
Yeah, I think that was potato. That was
I
the,
missed
one of the
Someone,
first
dragon
potatoes.
just randomly wasn't there anymore.
I
Okay, this
remember-
boss is such a missed opportunity. This should have been a pirate-themed boss.
Yeah.
Salt and Sanctuary had a great pirate boss.
Instead it's something like, it almost looks like Arabian.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. It kind of looks like something you would see in one of those fantasy,
Oi.
like, D&D settings, very loosely inspired by, like, Arabian Nights.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a cool design, don't get me wrong, it's just kind of atonal for this area.
Definitely a bit of a
You know what
letdown
sucks?
after the entire zone.
It's a cool design, but like also, it's not really a boss design. It feels like there's something they did use later in Solid first episode.
I feel like it would have been fine if it were a multi-phase fight and something changed drastically in Phase 2. Is that just the water depth mechanic always made this a
Yeah.
wonky fight? I've never had it impact me, but I think it's an interesting gimmick, to be
It's
sure.
a gimmick. I've never
I
had
hate it. It's making me so slow, and it's reminding me of the nightmares when I'm running away from a killer and I'm just running so super slow. There, eat shit. Not
Now, I
too
will
bad.
say,
Well,
I
you don't
love
eat
the
shit,
design
but-
of its weapons.
Yeah.
The swords especially, like the curved sword that it wields, not the ones you can get. Oh, it's gorgeous. Or they're gorgeous, I should say, as it wields a pair of them.
Alright.
They're like, what, they look kind of like vaguely Arabian cavalry sabers.
Is there a way for me now to get fast to oh yeah, the homeward bone, right?
No, if you just climb on out
I
of this,
wouldn't
we'll
overboard
be at
the
an area with a
Keep going.
with a bonfire in no time. You may want to pop a life gem just to be safe, but oh, wrong
don't
side of the
have any.
hold.
What? Oh.
Other side of the bus arena. Savage says, since the water gets deeper the longer the fight goes on, most people can zerg it down before it becomes an issue. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
but
not
look
fast
at
enough
this.
to become
Ah.
It's like a very gentle, soft enrage timer, and this early in the game, I'm okay with that.
I haven't even noticed that the water has been, like, increasing.
Well done. No Man's Wharf is behind us for good.
If this is a trap, I'm gonna be angry. Okay, it's not.
No. This is something really good.
Oh, pyromancy flame and a fireball. How nice.
And remember, you don't need any stats whatsoever to use pyromancies to their fullest.
In DS2, yes, you do.
Is it attunement, or...
I think the skill of intelligence and faith.
They do scale in DS2, okay.
Yeah, it's only DS1 they don't scale, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to recheck that, but I'm pretty sure in DS2 they scale.
By
But
the way,
there's no stat requirements for using them in 2 and 3.
I don't think. In 3 there is, 2 I don't know.
Okay.
Have you guys seen that Warhammer 3 came out today? I mean, Total War
Total War
Warhammer 3.
Warhammer. I know, I have it preloaded, but I'm not going to
Nice.
play it until I actually play a few successful campaigns in 1 and 2. I'm thinking once I start working of doing something like that, like streaming it once or twice a week during like a day off, where we have like a strategy round table. All of us try to play through a strategy game like that together.
Oh, that would be
But
awesome.
by committee, you know what I mean?
What?
Because
What?
I don't know what I'm doing. Savage says scales with intelligence and faith level together like hexes. Okay. Oh, so pyromancies
You'll
are just...
Yeah, you level both and it scales off the lesser one.
So, confirmed, pyromancies are just worse hexes.
What is this? Ooh,
Well, in
pyromancy
DS3,
flame.
Dark and Hex are literally the same
Yeah.
thing. Just different damage. Well, Chaos and Hex are... Chaos and Dark, sorry.
Look at me, looking very
In
dead.
Dark Souls 3, they decided that that really cool new school of magic you got wasn't in the original game, so to hell with it.
And I know they probably couldn't do... I like the way Chaos works in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
There is
Where
probably
the more
gonna be
humanity
a
has, the
hidden,
more damage it does.
not a hidden, but a secret door in here. I mean, why would they have open cells for no reason whatsoever?
I think there may have been items in there in vanilla.
Oh, here.
Savage says, pyromancies don't have a stat requirement though, so you can use them at any level. Sure, that's true, but, darkness.
I'm again at the
Just
Lost Bastille.
darkness.
Oh yeah, but
but-
at
Yep.
the other side.
In DS3, Chaos and Dark are exactly the same. Like, to the T. Like,
It's actually really shocking how greatly so many different systems were simplified in the transition from DS2 to DS3.
yeah.
Safety.
Well, in DS2, Chaos just wasn't a thing.
That is correct, but I mean, like, the way certain magic and scaling attributes changed, the way multiplayer was changed, people complain about DS2 feeling linear, and DS3, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need to put something more in the index, otherwise I won't be able to move from my little dagger, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be enough for the dagger, and then I'm gonna put one in faith, so faith goes up. Yeah. Alright. Yes, yes. I am a special little specimen of a
actually-
corpse. Yeah?
There's another reason to level Dex.
Yeah?
Dex affects spellcasting speed.
Oh!
That is true.
Up to
Savage
45.
says, "Ah, bear, seek, lest, lady, how I've missed you." Oh yeah, the Emerald Herald is the best.
Let us resume
Our exploration. Eh. Fire seed. I don't have any seed. Buy item. No. What is
we
this?
phrase that one, Sam?
Shorten spellcasting time. Ooh. Does this make a big
I think-
difference?
Kinda?
For you, I think yes. We can think what it gives you. Is it gives you virtual Dex.
Okay. So let's just
Only for
try.
spellcasting speed.
Yeah. Heavy soul arrow. No, we need great soul
like-
arrow.
Plant-based decks.
Alright. Give me just a sec. I'm gonna. Yeah, shut up. I need to open my inventory.
And remember, once you purchase enough spells from him, talk to him, and he'll give you a little goodie.
Okay.
use
Yeah, I think
buy.
Is it spells for him?
Anything from his shop, I would say.
Yeah. Because I know Strayed is actually if he buys 4 fossils.
What is this spell? Yearn.
I think that is a Sonic lore.
Yeah, it's kind of like an alluring spell, but it's spell form.
I'm gonna buy this one just, you know,
Have it.
because why not, yeah.
And Shockwave, maybe?
Oh, this one, yeah.
Against something
Alright.
really big, Soul Paper Rod is probably pretty good.
it is, I suspect,
Savage says spell speed is the stat, so you could check the numerical value.
never
Alright.
I sense
Oh, we haven't bought enough. That's fine.
What if, so I have to buy spell specifically, or can I buy anything?
Anything from his store.
I feel like you bought quite a lot though. Like, what else does he want you to buy?
say, but we now have many sources.
For him, the cost, either the cost may be quite high, or you have to buy all of his spells. Like, just exhaust
okay.
his dialogue. Which
Alright,
we've not
we
exhausted yet,
have-
he has a lot to say.
Oh.
It is, I say, source
Oh no, now we have. Okay, so,
Yeah, he's repeating himself. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more spells. That's 5,000, 7,000, 8,800, 8,500.
do not take my teaching.
I'll look him up
Okay.
actually. Because it is different for it is kind of slightly different for every NPC.
Ooh, fireball. Do I? Yeah, I need a bit more. I kinda. Tune spell, great soul arrow. It's only 8 uses though. 14, so 28, 16, and 8. Yeah, fuck it, let's try it a little bit like that.
Oh,
Um,
okay. He only
Yes,
gives
sir?
you stuff after you get 30 intelligence.
okay.
Oh, alright.
So it's not buying in his case.
Yeah. So let's go again to the Lost Bastille. Is it better to go to the tower apart or exile holding cells?
Holding cells for now.
Holding cells. Okay, let's go that way. Let's go that way. And I have to equip the ring as well. So let's see, what do we have? Royal Soldier Stone Ring, that's the one. Maximum load. Reduction of
Have you
enemy
upgraded your
poise.
Have you upgraded your staff yet?
No. I can upgrade my staff?
Yep.
I didn't
In
know
DS2 and
that.
3 you can upgrade your staff.
Should I?
It upgrades the spell off, so it does more damage. Yeah.
Okay, okay, then let's go to Majula and upgrade my staff. Let's make it a more powerful staff. Staff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make
Yes,
it a
upgrade
woodier
the-
staff.
Upgrade your blood.
I am an official boner mancer. I'm gonna upgrade my wood.
Very
Stone
good.
is valuable
Thank
for light, fast builds.
Yes. Agreed.
Where's
For
the...
me-
I don't think it
the-
works on spells though.
I'm a huge fan of, I think they call it the third dragon ring for those like broad-based buffs. Those are fantastic. That's the one that gives you like considerable bonuses to health, stamina, and equip load, right? Like the Ring of Favor and Protection. I love that one. I love the Rat King's ring because obviously.
Can I use one of these souls?
If you're so inclined, none of them. Can the Pursuer give you a hex or no? I don't think so.
I'm going to check that. Because
Yeah, check
don't-
it.
Think so. I know for a
I
fact
don't
the
think so,
Dragon
but
Rider
let
does
me
not.
check.
A smooth and silky stone. Oh, we need to find more nests.
No.
No,
Gives
so
you
I
the
can...
great sword or the great shield.
Okay, so Pursuer I can use.
Technically, you
Yeah.
can crush all three of these if you want.
Okay, yeah, but...
So it's just that's the thing. It does apply to spells. Anything that deals damage is affected.
It does, okay.
Okay.
But see,
let's
this is what I love about DS2 in particular. It's now years and years and years after release. All of us have played this game to some great extent, and 3 of us, it sounds like, pretty religiously, and we're still learning new things about how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And as much as Skyrim's not a good game, I actually learned something new about Skyrim recently.
What's that?
I love
If
Skyrim.
if you're standing over I love Skyrim too. If you're standing over a body with a weapon drawn, a guard will challenge you.
Really?
Really now?
Yeah.
I didn't know
They
that.
never
That's
once-
awesome.
Never once challenged me after I shouted dozens of guards off of that little overlook in Markarth, but okay.
Oh, fuck
Well,
Markarth.
yeah,
That
you
area
have to
can go
standing
fuck
over a
itself.
weapon with a body.
Markarth is my favorite city in the game, actually.
I hate it. My favorite one was... I actually like Riften quite a lot. Home of the Thieves
yeah,
Guild.
yeah, Riften's cool. See, I love Markarth because of the architecture. I mean, come on, man. You gotta tell me that Vlendrel Hall isn't like the coolest purchasable
it
home
is
in the
so
game.
Yeah, it
What I
is.
hate about Riften, well, the Thieves Guild, yeah, is that you don't have a way to destroy them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't-
or reform them, because they're in thrall to probably one of the worst politicians in Skyrim.
Why can't I use... Oh, I can't use Fireball because I have to have that
yeah.
thing equipped, right?
Yeah, Pyromancy Flame.
Of course.
Which says I'm a Morthal guy myself. That's the
Oh, Morthal is not bad either.
the swamp town
Yeah.
Yeah, the little town.
with Jarl Idgrod the Crane.
Isn't
Yep,
that
just
the
like that
one...
password.
Yeah, isn't that the one where you find Barnabas? Was it? Was that?
No,
his
that's
name?
Barbas.
Barbas.
Yeah,
yes.
Barbas is in Falkreath.
Ah, right. You can actually have a doggo the entire game. If you don't do that quest, you just need to like pick him up and say like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you back to your owner, and then never do because you're now his owner and he's your bitch.
You need to do part of the quest.
So,
Yeah, just to go like first towards the shrine and like talk to him once, I think, and then never do whatever is the other part.
Steph, I think we may need to get you in like a doggo detox before long.
No, I do not have a problem.
You stole a god and just drug it around Scandinavia for hours because it happened to be bound into the form of a dog.
Yes. Yes.
Your point?
Your
Now,
point. Yes.
my gaming open world peculiarities are far more sensible, such as my insistence that someone must be trapped in the trunk anytime I drive a car in Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, between dragging around the immortal dog or trunk fetish, I'm gonna go with Steph's, the more balanced on here.
Yeah.
What other game allows you to throw people in the trunk and then just drive around with them in the back?
I'm sure some Skyrim followers feel the same way.
Yeah, pretty sure as well. Oh look, I have 19
abducted a
deaths.
prince of hell for cuddles. Oh, the Daedra aren't princes of hell. They're just gods from outside of reality who have extremely irregular morality, but not a lack of it.
Yes, and they like cuddles. Also, I'm pretty soft. I'm pretty sure a prince of hell would enjoy my cuddles. At some point, eventually. He won't have a choice, to be
aside from
honest.
his weird spat in ESO, Barbas is probably the chillest of those like entities.
Like, the major Daedric characters, yeah. Well,
yeah.
the calmest overall is Jigalog, but we never really get to see much of them.
True. I liked
Isn't Jigalog-
Shagoth, if that was the name of the... Shagorath, yeah.
Isn't Jigalith calm, but kind of almost like dangerously so?
Jigalog is calm, and the implication is they never interfere on the mortal realm because there's already enough order to where they're not really needed.
They
But
don't give a shit.
yes, they're completely bereft of emotion and therefore very, very inscrutable.
Yeah, and it would kind of like, if he ever felt the need to interfere, would be in deep trouble.
Yes!
Like the mortal realm would be
Yes.
in deep trouble.
Because he's the most, broadly the most capable Daedra, because
doesn't
I
give a
want to say,
shit.
aside from, like, subduing chaos in the world, unlike all of the others, he does not have a particular obsession that drives him.
He does
Yeah.
not give a shit, and he is my spirit animal.
Now, he does have the coolest looking stuff out of all the Daedric princes, in my opinion.
Oh, I've seen some of his armor, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And his foot soldiers, the Knights of Order, are so cool.
I would say, for coolest looking thing, I still love Dawnbreaker.
Dawnbreaker is great as well. It's a fantastic weapon, too. I know his henchmen also look very, very impressive.
What I was going to say is, I had to mod Dawnbreaker to actually be, like, decent, because I just think, like, in the base game, it's... Because of the fact that Daedric weapons do not have an invincibility with them, they can't upgrade properly. So they
You're right.
never feel, like, as good as, like, weapons you craft yourself.
I really hated Dawnbreaker? Was that the name of the DLC?
Dawnguard.
Dawnguard, yes. Because...
Dawnguard made me uncomfortable.
I really hated the fact that you had to, be a vampire. Because,
Well, you didn't have to.
Yeah, well, you know, if you
You
wanted
could
to
side with the horrible racists.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
choice.
you
like,
could side with a horrible way. You were siding with horrible racists or one of the most dangerous vampires.
yeah. Good choices.
Yeah, there is no good ending. I wish there was a way you could still, like, conclude the quest line and prevent, like, the Eternal Night from befalling Skyrim by finding a way to, like, feed the Dawnguard leaders and the Hakan clan to
Yeah.
the Eternal Masters
Just like
in
get them
exchange
together
for their
and like
assistance.
now kiss.
What would it be?
What do they call them? The Masters of the Soul Cairn.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name is. It's not Eternal Masters, it's
No, it's... I want to say something to do with kindness. Hold on.
I'm looking it up. I can't remember what it is. It's definitely not. The Soul Cairn is definitely not a kind place.
No, it's not.
Ideal Masters.
Ideal Masters, okay. Yeah. Man, the Soul Cairn was disappointingly boring, but...
Yes.
Yeah, but the Soul Cairn is basically the reason why Black Soul Gems are unequivocally evil.
It's like the closest thing to hell in the Elder Scrolls universe. Like, an
Pretty
actual
much, yeah.
theological hell.
Like, soul trapping is not inherently evil, because white souls, when they get soul trapped, just kind of stay in stasis, and then when you get rid of them, it's just gone. You
Yeah.
know, it just moves on, right? But black soul gems, are trapped in the soul cairn in hell. So
Yep.
white soul gems are not evil. Black soul gems are like one of the most evil acts you can do in the game.
Yeah.
Which is why you really don't want to allow that wizard to experiment with Azura's star.
No,
Exactly.
I never, like it's technically better, but I never do because that is not.
Nor do I.
Oh no, I
Well,
always
and
do it
I-
because fuck the world.
I always do what the Daedra tell me to because I love them for the most part.
I tend to I tend to do it. I think I do Moab Ball because I really don't care about the priest.
Yeah, if it was anything else, I would not do Molag Bal's quest, but it's his is oddly kind of gentle and low-key by his standards.
True.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
by his standards.
Basically just pranking the other team, and sabotaging their locker room, effectively.
Yeah.
The Boethia is pretty. I don't do Boethia usually because of the fact you have to kill a follower.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
I do that with, like, a hired mercenary, if I can. The one I complete the quest for but do nothing to progress is Mafala's, which I consider the worst Daedric quest in the game.
Oh, that's not a quest. That's just a.
Just murder people who love you, and this katana will get a little better.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
not good. It's not good. It's just tiny bit better.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's such a shame because Mafala is such a cool concept that they could have done a lot more with. Oh, and in ESO, I don't know if you saw, we finally got to see what her realm looks like, or their realm.
Yeah.
And it's
The spider
just a
realm.
cave with some glowy crystals.
Yeah.
They have
And-
dropped the ball with Realms of Oblivion so many times.
No. To be fair, I do like her minions.
Yes, the
Hold on,
Akerai
Seth,
or
can you go
something
back a
like
sec?
that. Savage says, I always thought of vampires as a social status more than a race. Oh, no, yeah, I didn't mean them when I referred to the Vigilants as racists. The Vigilants of Stendarr hate all the undead, all vampiric creatures, but also anything remotely connected to the Daedra, which includes a whole lot of naturally occurring species.
Oh god, I remember this.
Seth, you did actually just open a shortcut.
Yes,
Yeah, I
you
know.
did.
But it is the. It is
The one
most
for the roll.
weird- Yeah, it is the most
Yeah.
dumbass shortcut ever.
Yeah,
It
I
really
remember.
is.
Like, I think more deaths for this boss I had just trying to get to him via that shortcut.
That tracks.
Yeah, I remember I would like... I would drop on the door, and then, like, if you drop on the door, you're fucked. You cannot roll inside anymore. So you just really have to roll into the little gap thingy.
If there was just a little bit more land, like, sticking out, it would be so. It would be
Okay,
fine.
let's see.
It'd be more obvious too.
True. I
I'm
hate
curious, is this
this.
gonna be easier or harder? I want to say they're kind of weak to magic. Or maybe not, maybe they're
Can't see how
resistant.
much they're taking. How much?
Okay, bye, bitch.
Can't see how much damage they're taking yet.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. How did he miss? Like, no, I'm not complaining, but how did he miss that?
Cookie asks F, do you want more torture now?
No, please. Like, my knees cannot handle this.
This
No!
is one of the hardest bosses in the game, just FYI. so-
Yeah. I mean, it can... God damn it, it's 20.
Yeah, for where it is, it's one of the hardest. Easy. If this was later, it would not be an issue.
No. In fact, they do appear as regular enemies toward the end of the game. Or the base game.
I like the concept in that room. I think it's too annoying to explore.
I think it may have been preferable if they didn't respawn and say each of them dropped a distinct piece of their set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least they do give you some NPC summons, a couple additional NPC summons, or at least one additional, in Scholar as well.
I think that now we need to go to the other,
The other boss in Hades Tower of Flame?
No,
Or the other bonfire here?
Yeah, I think it was from the tower apart, right? That you access the shortcut.
No.
No, you can actually be here too. Tower apart is probably a quicker run though.
Remember you can blow open that wall and access the blacksmith's bonfire?
Right.
And that's easier to do from tower apart.
Yeah, because you can come up behind the
I
jailer
would
and
try
kill
that
him
before.
before he...
You're not
So
gonna
maybe you
get
want to
out
head
alive.
over there.
Right.
Because he kicked it down and doesn't vote half the time. Every time it just misses unless you kick it down yourself.
Wow. Oh, right. Okay.
You know, Seth should have go back to the bonfire.
Which bonfire?
No, go back, like, what Potato has, go back to the bonfire. For a channel redeem.
Oh. Yeah,
Just so I can
yeah.
do it 5 seconds after you come back.
Yeah. No. I learned from Potato's mistakes.
Okay, yeah, but I would only do it like when you were running from the bonfire just for doing that.
Yeah.
I did that Potato a few times.
No, Beppo. No, we have half an hour more and... Oh, it's this one. Wasn't it? No, maybe?
Yeah. You want him to knock the barrel down and smash that wall with a crack in it.
Ah, okay.
But you have to dodge the barrel.
Yeah, that's fine, but he just... doesn't seem to give a shit.
Okay, well, in that case, lure him away from it so he doesn't do that.
That, yeah.
That's why it's easier to come from behind.
Yeah. Oh, and now my favorite part.
You can do this.
Yeah, you did. Very
Ha!
nice. Now, in case you ever feel the desire to summon an NPC ally for this fight, you can always pop a human effigy. Just saying. The summon signs are right outside the boss gate, so
No,
there's...
Beppo. So I'm gonna show you what is the condition of my gaming space right now, cause
Very well.
let's see if this is going to. Yes. So
Oh.
yeah, hello stream. Yes.
Howdy.
Hi, Beppo.
I have a little thing over here.
Man, he looks gone.
He looks like a beetle when you can't see his ears.
Yeah, he does. Oh, those eyes. How on earth does something stay this energetic, this excited for this long? I love the heterochromia, really I do.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. Yes. The goodest boy. Yes,
Hey Dan, thank you so much for the raid. And
Thank
good
you,
evening,
Dan.
everyone.
Who's a
Welcome to
good
the
boy?
stream.
Who's a good boy?
Welcome in, everyone.
Okay, apparently Beppo is a good boy. Yes.
He's returned to the initial position. There you go.
Oh.
Dan says, hey, so.
Yeah. I was gonna say this is the cutest thing out of Wales ever. But then Dan joined with the Raiders, so you know, I'm kinda...
Hey, Arianon, how's it going? Glad to see you.
Hi, Hernan!
Your evening's going well, man.
Beppo, you good? You're good now? Yes?
Arianon says, so the world's about 70% water. No.
Oh god.
Uncarbonated water. Right? So technically, it's flat. No, flat refers
No.
to something that once possessed carbonation, but since has lost it.
Whoops!
No, not quite.
Ah, whoops. All around me are familiar faces.
I would hope Beppo's a familiar face.
Good boy, Beppo. Yes, good boy. Yes, give me a kiss. Beppo, give me a kiss.
Right, sorry. Had to retreat to the other room for a second.
Beppo. Poor narrator. Yeah. You killed him basically, so he was like, nah, I'm done. Bye. Alright,
shit, I'm out.
let's... Fuck this shit, I'm out. Dun, 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 dun.
If you want the shortcut, you probably better come back to Tower apart.
Yeah, at this point. And you'll be able to collect some goodies on the way.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because you come from behind that guy, so you can spell him without him breaking the barrel, and then you knock the barrel down.
Yeah. Okay, so... Boink. Okay, let us try to open the shortcut, and that's when we're gonna call the stream, because Beppo is getting a little bit...
Antsy.
yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. He seems really, really active all of a sudden.
How do I... Can I...
Yeah, you have to kind of go round the rubble, drop off, and then go back.
This way? Oh my fucking god, that was good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Die, mommy boy.
For such a rare drop, their weapon is not that impressive.
No.
It's got good range, though.
Yeah. It's basically just like a,
It's like a glaive. Just a glaive with
it's like a
kind of
makeshift glaive.
a hacksaw in place of the blade.
Oh, hi you.
So it's just the best thing they drop is the herbs. Yeah.
The herbs.
Our land, there is... And then...
Still waiting for that crack magic in Elden Ring.
I'm sorry, I suppose. I'm sorry, I suppose.
You know, use forbidden techniques developed by Viper to just banish enemies to another dimension.
Alright, of course. Antiquated key.
Ball so hard that no physical damage can scratch you.
Okay, so the goal here... oopsie.
No, Savage says, since there isn't an infinitely respawning herb merchants in Scholar. True. Oh, wow.
I was gonna say, so the goal here is to kill them before they can destroy the barrels, right? Or do I want them to...
The barrel right in front of it.
Yeah. Okay.
At the top of the stairs. So no, as long as you have it turned around, usually you are good.
Okay.
As long as he doesn't like... Yeah, as long as you kind of lure him towards you a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're usually good.
Are you dead? No. I hate
you
it when
just
they have
short
like...
kill him in 3 hits.
Yeah, like when they have that one like millimeter of health left, it's like, are you dead? No, yes, no. What about now? Okay.
Okay, now you just walk into the barrel and knock it down as straight as you can.
Eh. I was never a good at
Okay, now
pulling.
you just need to hit it with a fire weapon.
Eh, yeah. I don't have a fire weapon, but I think I have a firefly, so should do the trick, right?
You have a fire bomb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I heard a dog. Oh no, that's Beppo.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's Beppo, who famously is not a dog. He is a furry hot dog sausage given life through an alchemical experiment years ago.
Exactly.
There we go.
Nice. And that was exactly the bonfire that I wanted. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight because this little sausage wants his walksies. and he's been very vocal about it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Demands his attention.
Oh, hold on. I've got some
Yeah.
modding to do.
Some modern. Nice.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
We did it at the
Derp.
same exact time.
Wow, I have amazing mods. But yeah, in other news, thank you guys for watching. Tomorrow I'm probably not gonna be streaming. No, tomorrow is Friday, right? Yeah,
We'll
so
be
for...
recording podcast.
Yes, that is true. If you want to join us next time, make sure to join our Discord, so you know when we're going live. If you want to join my Dark Souls stream, be here on Tuesday at the same time. But otherwise, with
If
me
you want
there
to catch
were...
the VOD. Wait,
Oopsie.
I don't know what your YouTube link is.
Oh. 1 second.
It is podcast, yes.
Podcast, thank
But with me today were Brady the Overanalyst, that you can follow over there, and
Evening.
also Eclipsite, that you can follow over there. Ooh, Spyro Street.
Spyro, hell yeah.
If the bot
I'm
does
not a
anything.
professional, but I think that, you know, when
it's
the
my
arrows
Spyro
point
Street.
in the other direction, you should go the other direction. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.
Take care.